Existing wells, as well as troubleshooting of pumps and all control systems. Call Coffee Drilling today to schedule your routine maintenance or see about an upgrade to your water system. Call 505-270-1767. That's 505-270-1767. Coffee Drilling, LLC. Over 20 years experience and serving all of Hobbs, Lovington, and Eunice.
Southeast New Mexico weather.
Good morning. The forecasts for the southeast plains of New Mexico as we go down the 285 today, and temperatures around 81 degrees in Roswell with a sunny sky and the wind gusty. 83 degrees in Carlsbad, Artesia, some areas of patchy blowing dust, and temperatures in Lovington at 78 degrees. The temperatures are dropping with a front pushing into southeast New Mexico. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Herberts.
Your country plays on W105.
Waking up New Mexico with B and the Breakfast Club. From Ruidoso to Roswell, Hobbs to Carlsbad, and Albuquerque to Santa Fe. B and Monica are getting you going in the morning.
Welcome to Bee and the Breakfast Club. Bee and the Breakfast Club being powered by Permian Ford and PermianFord.com. The question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply with the largest selection of parts for heavy trucks and semis. Call or text now, 877-396-W105 to talk to us. Text line brought to you by
MTD
Amigo
Radio
Machinery,
News this hour being brought to you by Estacado Federal Credit Union with branches in Hobbs, Lovington, Eunice, and Denver. You can find them at estacadofc.com.
There are 5 factors that are used by the 3 credit reporting agencies to determine your credit score: payment history, amounts owed, length of credit history, new credit, and types of credit. There is much to know about your credit, and you should know it. Your credit is a valuable asset. It's wise to do all you can to improve it. Estacado Federal Credit Union, where you are more than a number. You're a member, federally insured by NCUA.
MTD Radio News, I'm Blake Ovard. A cash reward has been offered after a New Mexico State police officer was shot at during a traffic stop that happened on Tuesday that led to an ongoing manhunt. A man identified as Jovan Martinez and a woman identified as Michaela Johnson are being sought in the shooting. A $7,000 reward has been offered for information leading to the conviction of either suspect. The pair were traced to the Fort Sumner area, and Fort Sumner Municipal Schools were closed on Wednesday as the search for Martinez and Johnson continues. And New Mexico's judiciary is expanding its network of interpreters to help address a growing need for language access services for jurors and people in court cases who have a limited proficiency in English or are deaf or hard of hearing. In the 2025 fiscal year, interpreting services were provided in 87 languages in New Mexico courts. The 5 most frequently requested languages were Spanish, American Sign Language, Navajo, Arabic, and Vietnamese. 4 newly certified court interpreters and 4 justice system interpreters were recently added to the roster of people available to provide interpreting services in New Mexico courts. With those additions, the Language Access Services has brought on 6 fully certified interpreters and a dozen JSIs over the past 2 years to expand coverage across New Mexico. And the Hobbs Animal Adoption Center is seeking volunteers to be part of the Paws to the Sky flight crew starting at 6 a.m. on March 11th. Volunteers will help prepare dogs for rescue transportation. Roles are available for every ability and experience level. Come and be a part of helping the dogs take off toward a brighter future. Call 575-397-9323 for more information. And the Black Tie Artesia Chamber of Commerce 100th Anniversary Banquet will happen starting at 6 p.m. on Thursday at the Artesia Country Club. For more information, call 575-746-2744. And that's the way it is. I'm Blake Ovard. This is MTD Radio News.
If you are outgoing, competitive, and want a career that pays off, Kinetic 100% Fiber Internet, a Unity Group brand, is hiring. Joining Kinetic gives you face-to-face interactions where you'll help people internet better with some earning power. We offer competitive base pay, uncapped commissions, and a sign-on bonus to get you started. And you won't be doing it alone. We invest in you with ongoing coaching and educational assistance to help you grow fast. Plus, you get full benefits, including medical, dental, vision coverage, and a 401k plan. No college degree required, just drive, motivation, and people skills. If you're ready to take control of your income and future, apply today at careers.unity.com. That's careers.uniti.com.
This Jowl Panthers Sports Report is brought to you by America Supply, located in Hobbs and Jowl, New Mexico.
Looking for oil field, industrial, and safety supplies? Go to America Supply. Need cleaning supplies? America Supply has that too. How about restaurant and food truck supplies? Are you beginning to see a trend here? America Supply carries everything from H2S and quad monitors, fire extinguishers and first aid kits, to safety glasses, vests, FR clothing, fall protection, and gloves of all types. They have your slings and whip checks, your lift straps and cam locks, your adapters, pipe fittings, and threaders. They have many name brands like Lockout, Tagout, Pelican, Milwaukee, Rigid, and so many more. Visit America Supply to find exactly what you're looking for and then some. 502 North Grimes and Hobbs under the Big American Eagle, or call 575-393-3383.
Patrick Rooney here with MTD Radio Sports. The Jowl Boys Panthers basketball team is currently standing at 11-15 and third place in 2A District 4, going 6-4 in their district games. After most recently losing their two games last week against Texaco 59-11 and Eunice 40-38. This week they open up the district tournament against Loving, which will be a home game on Tuesday night. Next week we hope to have an update from head coach Emmanuel Lujan and get to talk about the seniors who led the charge on the season.
This Jowl Panthers Sports Report was brought to you by America Supply, located in Hobbs and now open in Jowl, New Mexico.
Daniel Villas here at Permian Ford Lincoln, your home with the Permian Powertrain Promise. You guys need to come check us out. We have a lot of 2025 models left. I looked at the lot recently. It's about over 60 that need to go. $500 over invoice to sell is happening now. That's a pre-tax sale that's going on right now, all the way through the end of tax time. So we get rid of these bad boys, you're going to be saving. We got truckloads coming in. We're ready to go. We're ready to make you a deal. 1000 North El Paso, Hobbs, America.
Not all 2025 trim levels qualify. See dealer for details.
This is one of those personal injury lawyer ads you ignore because you don't need one. Until you do. Car accidents come out of nowhere. Suddenly, you can't work. Medical bills pile up. You can't do the things you enjoy with the people you love. If you're seriously injured, Ornelas Injury Lawyers will fight relentlessly to get you the justice and the money you deserve. Contact Ornelas Injury Lawyers at ornelasinjury.law and recover more.
Waking up New Mexico with B and the Breakfast Club. From Ruidoso to Roswell, Hobbs to Carlsbad, and Albuquerque to Santa Fe. B and Monica are getting you going in the morning.
Welcome to Bee and the Breakfast Club. Bee and the Breakfast Club being powered by Permian Ford and PermianFord.com. The question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, with the largest selection of parts for heavy trucks and semis. Call or text now, 877-396-W105 to talk to us. Text line brought to you by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Call or text now, 877-396-W105 to talk to us.
Are you stupid? Are you a stupid person? You're a stupid person.
Today is Thursday.
Today is a very special day.
The fourth Thursday of every February.
I hope you like chili. I really hope this is chili.
Grab a spoon. Today is National Chili Day.
National Chili Day.
Chili, 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 chili.
Chili! Chili is nature's chillaxative. Chili. Chili. Happy Chili Day.
It's showtime.
And good morning to you. It's already 13 after 6. I was looking for the Jack Daniels. I haven't found it. I got a computer that's not working. I was just like, what the heck is going on up in here? But if there's a will, there's a way. And Will Rooney is in there. And he made the way. So,
well, we had to do a little last minute.
Out that I could, I figured out I could get on this other computer. So thank God for the little things. I don't know what happened to my laptop. Hope it just didn't bite the dust.
We had some things happen in studio this morning, too. It was a perfect storm. But hey, we're on the air, and It was a good thing I came into the studio this morning.
Yep.
I really like
one
what you
day at a
said.
time.
If Will is here, there's a way. There's
Yeah,
a will,
man.
there's a way.
Today is Carnival Day, Pete Saig Day, also Levi Strauss Day, National Personal Chef Day, Spistachio Day. And you know the thing about pistachio nuts is that New Mexico, I want to say we're in the top 5 when it comes to pistachio, growers in New Mexico. I think we could even be higher than that. I know pecans at one time were number 1. Today is Set a Good Example Day, Tell a Fairy Tale Day, and Thermal Bottle Days. Back in the day, men would leave to go to work and they had that thermal. And they'd fill it up with coffee, or maybe it was coffee and Jack Daniels, or, who knows, in that thermal. Now everybody has their own thermal as I pick up my Stanley mug with Coke in it this morning because I had no sweet tea. But it is what it is. But thermals. I think that's going to be my saying this morning. It is what it is. Looks like Vladimir Putin's goddaughter, a prominent Russian media personality, said that it's time to end the war in Ukraine. Look, it's been 4 years. Putin was supposed to win this war in 2 weeks. Hasn't happened. Wait, she is his goddaughter. She should be very careful. Yeah. That $100 around Christmas time could go away very quickly. And House Speaker Mike Johnson borrowed the George Washington gavel. Yeah, the gavel from George Washington. It was on display during the State of the Union. And as crazy as things got during the State of the Union, I don't know, maybe you should have got George Washington's wooden teeth. Or maybe Judge Judy's gavel would have worked with the 2 cacklers over there interfering with everything and yelling and screaming. Maybe that would work. CDC data shows that 1 in 5 U.S. children are now obese. Back in the 70s, it was 1 in 20. Now, the good news is adult obesity is on the decline. Thank you, Ozempic.
Right.
Evidently. No, serious. I think that has a lot to do with it. Brand new study. No, it was a fairly large study. I mean, when we do studies in the United States, it's about 2,000 people. But this study in Europe, close to 300,000 people, and they found that people that live next to noisy roads at night have a higher LDL, which is the bad cholesterol, which is related to blood fats and linked to heart disease. So just noisy. If you live next to railroad tracks or next to a highway, I can't see that raising your cholesterol, but I can see it causing you issues. That's for sure. And John Wheeler, best known for he was a character actor in 5 Broadway musicals, passed away over the week. And he was also in Star Trek back in the day. He played Ambassador Gav on Star Trek, passed away at the age of 95. And The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I didn't even know we had like a Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Mary Crosby's son, Robert, passed away. He was 23 years old, evidently a struggle with drugs. And well, with the AI popping up everywhere, now, if I ask AI to do something, do I have to ask please? Or do I just say do it?
I don't think we have etiquette for AI just yet, but
okay.
I'm sure at some point Skynet's going to be like, damn, you better say please.
Yeah, or it's not going to happen.
Or we're going to unleash the T2.
Yeah, AI's taking over everything, so you better be nice to AI. All right, we got a lot of things to get to already. 18 minutes after the hour 6, we are beyond the Breakfast Club morning show this morning being powered by our buddies at Permian Ford. Go see Daniel today looking for a car or truck. I guarantee you they can take care of that. Question of the day this morning being brought to you by Napa at Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer. They've got all the big truck parts. They've got car parts. They got everything you need. And it's not like you're going to a fast, like a convenience store of auto parts. These guys have the knowledge, and they'll take the time to chat with you. Question of the day: what is the coolest YouTube channel that you have found? Coolest YouTube channel that you have found? I'll give mine. Mine is I am right now, and now I got to go find the name of it, but I'm watching all these series about the cartels, investigative reporters, and they're deep diving. Of course, El Mincho was still alive, but it's about the cartel wars, and I've read several books about that, so I'm kind of into that. I'll give you the name coming up in a second. Monica, any YouTube channels that folks maybe? It's called Cartel History, by the way. Cartel History.
Oh, okay.
So
I would have
YouTube
to say that
channel.
my favorite, other than honestly my church's YouTube channel, is there's a Soft White Underbelly. Have you heard of that? He goes like
Is
deep.
that something about dirt or something? Is that like the underbelly of the dirt?
Listen, I have not found a YouTube channel where people eat dirt, but let me find one and I'll probably addict
I
it.
bet you will.
No, this
I
guy
bet
like
you will.
interviews people that live on Skid Row, like people that are
Oh,
living.
really?
Yes, and they
Wow.
give their story, their life story, how they ended up there and what they're addicted to. Some of them change their life after the interview, and some like he'll like find them again and interview them again, and they'll tell like how they've gotten worse or things that have happened. It's so addicting. It's interesting, very interesting.
Yeah, that's like watching Hoarders. It's terrible, but you just can't stop watching it because you're just like, this is so sick.
Yeah,
And
makes you feel better about your life.
It is a mental condition for sure. Well, anything on YouTube as of note that you can tell us about?
The obvious answer being the Breakfast Club on YouTube. Come on now.
Yes, we are there.
And don't forget
Yes.
to hit subscribe and the notifications so you can see when we come on.
Yeah,
and you
please
can-
do all that.
And then if we get banned off of YouTube because we said the wrong thing, which can happen pretty regularly, then make sure you follow our YouTube or our X or any of the other millions of places. You can go to W105radio.com. We soon to have a new beinthebreakfastclub.com, which is I'm working on that as we speak. So that'll be the next thing. But right now there's nothing on that site, just FYI. But you can go to W105radio.com and all the links to all the sites are there, or you can just text whatever you want. You want Rumble, you want YouTube, you want X, just text the words. Except for X, you got to text Twitter because it doesn't like X. But if you text
really?
Twitter, if you text like the word Twitter, it'll text you back the link to the X. But
So, yeah, I mean, you can always go to our channel. We'd appreciate that.
we would for sure. But other than that, I watch a lot of there's different self-help stuff. There's a couple of audio editing guys I watch. There's a couple of course, there's conservative YouTubers I watch.
Sure.
I'm big into Louder with Crowder, but I'm more watching him on Rumble now because he's the same as us. He gets banned off of YouTube pretty easily.
Pretty sad.
Yeah.
Pretty sad that happens on YouTube. Well, that is Google. So Google gets quite offended. So, yeah, well, I got my switcher in today. I got my flooring in today. Saturday, I will get the background. And I am pretty close to ordering a neon sign. I got a guy that will make me a neon sign would be in the Breakfast Club in neon as far as the background. So I'm going all out. I mean, if you do it, you got to do it. You got to do it right.
I gave
So I'm
B a
trying to-
project, and because it was really simple. I just wanted the camera to be facing him, and that was it. And now he used it as an excuse to redo his entire studio.
If I'm doing it, I got to do it right.
Yeah, I like it.
I would do the same thing too, though. I would just buy all new stuff and just redo it all.
Yeah, and so it needs to be refreshed anyway, and I'm putting everything in conduit, all the wires, so I'm trying to do it right. So, looks like a Biden judge ruled that Trump administration cannot send deportees back to a third country. And the problem with the third country, look, we don't want to send them to a third country either, but there are so many people that we can't send them back to their country of origin because their country of origin won't take them. Like all the people in China We can't send them to China because China won't take them back. And El Salvador, we can't send them to El Salvador. And El Salvador is probably one of the worst because they empty their insane asylums and their prisons. And of course, they don't want those people back. Cuba has certain people they don't want back. So what are we going to do with these people? We're going to allow them to run run around free in our country? No, we're going to pay another country to house them and put them in a detention center. Well, yesterday, Judge Brian Murphy of Massachusetts, appointed by the Biden administration, said that is unlawful. You can't do it. But where were all these judges when Biden was fast tracking temporary housing and temporary, what was it called? The TSP, temporary provision, where they could just come in here and get temporary amnesty. Where were the judges then?
Well, that's what they were wanting. They wanted the temporary amnesty. They liked the open borders.
So sad. Good news yesterday, New Mexico State Police successfully apprehended the suspects wanted in connection with the shooting of they shot at a state police officer during a traffic stop. Jovian Martinez and Malika Johnson, both captured in Fort Sumner. They thought they were there. They brought in the New Mexico State Police tactical team, and they took them down. So Jovian Martinez and Malika Johnson. Malika, remember, had that loyalty tattoo right above her forehead. Yeah, and they identified them, and they made the stop, and they were able to take them into custody without any shooting. By the way, this case is under investigation, and hopefully, well, I don't know if you caught this yesterday. This young lady has gone to court 5 or 6 times, DWI and all kind of other stuff. Every case was dropped because the DA didn't show up on every one of her cases.
The DA didn't show up.
The DA, the prosecutor, did not show up.
Is this the way
to prosecute her crime?
Is this a liberal DA that's just doesn't want to prosecute these cases because
no, it's in our district. It's in our district. This happened in Roswell.
What?
Where 5 times she went to court, and all 5 cases were dismissed without any repercussions because the DA didn't show up in 5 cases. Now, her mother was a city council member in Roswell. I would pray to God that there is no connection there, that this is not political, because now she got brazen where she's shooting at police officers.
Was it just her, or is the DA not showing up for a bunch of stuff? That would be my next question.
Well, that's a great point. That is a great point that I think we need to figure out. But I mean, 5 cases, and look, you can go look this up. This information is out there. You can go to nmcourts.org and type in her name. You'll see all the cases that were dismissed because DA didn't show up.
Wow.
The prosecutor did not show up. I can't make this stuff up.
And you said
you're
this
right.
is a daughter of a city councilor.
Well, at one time, it's either her mother or stepmother was on the city council in Roswell. So I don't know if there was any political favors done. I would hate to say that.
Well,
I don't think that would be the case.
I mean, it begs the question. That's what we do here. We question stuff. It begs the question: if there's and if this DA is showing up for every other case except hers,
kind of makes you wonder. By the way, I did post those up on my personal Facebook page. I did post up the all the court information, and you look. Every one of these were dismissed because the prosecutor did not show up. Why they would not? I mean, that's their job. Look, they only have one job to prosecute. Does a prosecutor have any other jobs? That would be it. That would be it. To prosecute. That is their sole job, to prosecute. And they did not show up. So you don't have to believe me. You can go look it up for yourself at nmcourts.org. And that information, I posted it up, and it is gone. It is gone. This content is not available anymore.
Wow.
Okay. Well, I can go back and get it off NewMexicoCourts.org for sure. I can do that. Not a problem. Hillary Clinton is going to be testifying in the House, the panel on Epstein probe. So Hillary Clinton to testify behind closed doors on Thursday. I don't like this. I don't like this closed doors. Everybody else that's testified was open. I don't like it. Bill Clinton will also be behind closed doors. I'm just wondering if there is going to be a camera. Now, look, Hillary Clinton is old. Bill Clinton is 79 years old. And Bill Clinton, I think, is guilty of sin. Now, yesterday, Bill Gates came out and said, look, he is sorry for his relationship with Epstein. He didn't admit to anything. He did admit to having spending a lot of time with Russian hookers. And
he admitted to that.
Bill Clinton admitted to that.
No, Bill.
Yeah, Bill Gates admitted to spending a lot of time with Russian hookers. And when you are, a huge company like Microsoft, and you are spending time with, could that be a honeypot where they're trying to get more information and then blackmail you?
Absolutely.
So can't wait for Hillary to get up there again to you. She would say, I didn't know anything about it. Cuba, the Coast Guard opened fire on a U.S. registered speedboat. 4 Americans killed. Payback is going to be coming. You can count on that. So the U.S. speedboat registered to the United States killed 4 men on board. And the Cuban Interior Ministry saying the speedboat and their passengers came too close to a Coast Guard vessel, and the commander opened fire on them. Cuba is getting more brazen. This is why President Trump wanted to starve them out, get the people upset, so that they actually overthrow their own country. Now, Mexico has come to the rescue of Cuba, sending them all type of food and gas and fuel and that type of stuff. And Gallup, New Mexico, police department investigating. They found a body behind Walmart on Tuesday morning. Police say the body was discovered by the police officers that were doing a surveillance check. Unattended death at this time. The investigation will continue. And Don Lemon is hit with a civil lawsuit over severe emotional distress from the church riot. So one of the individuals that was at the church has sued him civilly. So even if he does not spend a day in court, this guy could cost him a chunk of change. And, when Don Lemon was working for CNN, he was making upwards to $12, $13 million a year. I know that sounds unbelievable, but that is the truth. He was making a lot of money back in the day. I got great news on the Lesser Prairie chicken. Monica will go to the text coming up in a second. I'll get you updated with the weather on the way. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Seminole Siding and Construction, trusted name across Southeast New Mexico. They've got everything that you're looking for if you're looking to remodel your house. Siding, windows, doors, brand new roof, seamless gutters. Thinking about maybe putting up a patio or maybe a carport or maybe a big old building outside like a barn or maybe a warehouse, whatever you're looking for, they can take care of that also. So they do commercial and industrial services when it comes to metal buildings. Go online, check them out, Seminole Siding and Construction.com for more information. President Trump did the bait and switch. He did. And this guy talked about it. His name is Chris Shepard.
Did you see it last night? I'm on my way to the White House this morning to get some reaction from their communications team and some of their cabinet members. Not entirely sure who I'm going to talk to, but this was a masterstroke. This State of the Union, for the President of the United States to simply ask members of Congress to stand if they believe their first job is to protect American citizens over illegal aliens, and the Democrats actually sat. And the Democrat lady in the headscarf shouted at President Trump. Now, I'm no political advisor, but if you can't stand and applaud the fact that your first responsibility in the Constitution as an elected representative of the United States citizenry is to defend, provide for the common defense, if you can't stand and applaud that, folks, November shouldn't even be close. Wow.
That's what I'm saying. By the way, the guy's name is Chris Stigall. That is his name, Chris Stigall. So if you want to look him up, he has the Chris Stigall Show, where you can find out more information about him. I tell you what, CNN said that President Trump, they didn't want to say it, but they said his State of the Union was on fire.
I thought President Trump actually delivered a higher energy speech than I think even his speech last year. He was much more engaged, and I think part of that was because they had planned the speech to be an interactive experience between him and the audience. There were things for him to announce, surprises. There were big moments, emotional moments, and that helps him tremendously.
When CNN says that it was on fire, yeah, we know everybody else is saying it was on fire except the loony left. They're thinking a little bit different. And when John Fetterman is the voice of reason for the Democrat Party, and he's not happy with them at all. What did he call them? The swaying frogs? I think that's what he said.
The State of the Union address has changed for good now?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, now it's, the constant kinds of yelling and screaming and holding up signs and for doing all these things. I don't care if it's a Republican or Democrat as a president. Just don't do that. Don't do that. Respect the office, regardless who's in that. And now for me, it's like now when half the people in my party haven't showed up, and then some of them have chosen to just yell and say and scream during all of it. I just don't think that's what we want. And I don't believe, as a Democrat, I think like dancing frogs really moves the ball for us as a party either.
On that dancing frogs, that's what he said, dancing frogs. And I said this yesterday, Omar and Tlaib reminded me of an aunt that I had that always showed up. She always had a little bit too much to drink. She had that cigarette hanging out of her lip, and she just couldn't be quiet. And she was yelling at everybody. That's the way they were unhinged. I mean, if you look up the word unhinged, all of a sudden Omar and Tlaib is on in the dictionary.
Definitely during the State of the Union or anything to do with Trump.
Yeah, they and Greg Gutfeld said yesterday that he doesn't get it. Listen to what he said about Omar. He said, she's somewhat attractive, and he talked about what gives her that right to be so unhinged.
I have to point out Ilhan Omar. She repulses me, and I'm trying to find out why, because she's not unattractive. She has an unusual amount and kind of anger. She has no right to that level of rage in the United States of America, the country who gave her corrupt ass a new life. It's not like she's a homeless Vietnam vet who can't get services and should be enraged at the government. She should be kissing the ground she walks on instead of spitting on it. And her anger also reminds me of the radical who, given power, would destroy you. She would show no mercy for you if you were below her. Like, the look on her face is somebody who would step on your neck instead of giving you a hand.
I don't get why she is so angry, and she should be kissing our backside. She should.
Let me ask
We're gonna
you
hear
this.
from
Let me ask you
Yeah,
this.
go ahead.
Someone like Ilhan Omar, she's all for her people, which I can respect that out of everything about her. At least she's consistent with that. But if she's
Right.
all for her people are not American citizens. See, that's what it should be. As someone who represents America, her people should be the American public. But they're not.
Right.
And it's not even people of color, even though she stands on that, on race quite a bit. Yeah. But no, it's all about the Somali people. Well, the Somali people who just defrauded our government in Minnesota and other states, and we're supposed to, that's who she supports. That's who she's for.
Billions and billions and billions of dollars. And when they're caught and they have a choice staying in America and going to prison or going to Somalia, guess where they go back to? Somalia. They go back to Somalia because the money is probably already there. Why wouldn't they go back? All right, Monica, we'll get to the text coming up in a second. I got great news. The White House announced yesterday the lesser prairie chicken is off the endangered list. So, the endangered species list, the lesser prairie chicken does not have federal protection any longer. Thank you, President Trump, for that. ESPN radio host calls the U.S. hockey team, the men's hockey team, sad little pawns for Donald Trump.
Oh, my gosh.
Sad little pawns for Donald Trump. ESPN, look, I don't call for people to lose their jobs. I just call for people to maybe take note and stop listening. Maybe stop listening.
Why
to
do we
them.
have to say anything about politics? I mean, you report if they did something specific, like all they did was go to the White House. Like how many Republicans or teams that had Republican members went to the White House for Barack Obama or Bill Clinton or Joe Biden or anybody else, because it's an honor to go to the White House.
Thank you. If Joe Biden would have invited me to the White House, I'd have went.
Oh, yeah.
Me too.
I mean, it's an honor to go.
Yeah.
And, I would put my politics aside. If I had a one-on-one, maybe I would give him a little ribbing. But other than that, no. So this guy's name is Peter Rosenberg. He's on ESPN Radio. Low-income households have a chance to get rebates from the state up to $14,000 to replace appliances, heaters, cooling systems, energy-efficient stuff, washers, dryers, all kind of stuff. You can go and check that out on the state website. And yesterday, the president announced that he is putting J.D. Vance in charge of fraud. So J.D. Vance is going to be in charge of all fraud investigations. And J.D. Vance announced yesterday they're going to withhold $259 million in Medicaid funds from Minnesota because of all the fraud that's going on. He sat up there yesterday with Dr. Oz, and who was the administrator for the Centers of Medicare and Medicaid Services. He is the administrator. And they both said that they're going to withhold $259 million in Medicaid payments to Minnesota because they knew of the fraud and they did nothing to fix the fraud. Let me check the weather this morning, being brought to you by WWRV3.com, 988-0392. Hey, affordable place to park your RV. If you're in Carlsbad, this is the place. Yeah, you're looking for a quiet place, days off, you get to catch up on sleep and that type of stuff. Look, they have 3 parks, 162 RV sites, 30 and 50 amps available, all utilities, including that high-speed internet, included for one low price. They're pet-friendly, very well lit up. There's street lights all over the place. Check them out online at WWRV3.com, 988-0392. Check them out today. 79 and sunny for southeast New Mexico. Should be about 47 coming up tonight. And then 82 for your Friday. Weekend weather looking pretty good. Can you believe we're going to be close to 90 in southeast New Mexico? And Ruidoso, 68 today. Sunny skies, 45 the overnight low. 70 coming up for tomorrow. And in Albuquerque, 75 and sunny. 40 the overnight low, and then 76 and sunny just in time for Friday. Looking good for Saturday and Sunday. I'll keep you updated with everything going on with the weather. You can always find the weather at W105radio.com. Check the weather this morning being brought to you by Fens and Artesia. Savings going on right now. Whole fryers, $1.19 a pound. Tilapia, just $3.99 a pound. Boston butt pork roast, $1.99 a pound. And the London broil is $5.49 a pound. Produce department, the russet potatoes, 5-pound bag, $1.49. Also get avocados, 99 cents each. Large bell peppers, the green ones, $3 for $1. Plus, in the deli department, if you're looking to make some sandwiches, start off with white bread, $1.58 a loaf. Plus, they've got off-the-bone ham for $5.48 a pound, and pickle and pepper olive loaf for just $5.98 a pound. And they always have the coldest beer at Fens and Artesia, plus Coke, Dr. Pepper, and Sprite, $11.99 for a 20-pack. Check them out today. We're going to talk about the Supreme Court of New Mexico made a ruling yesterday, plus Abrego Garcia is back in the news. We'll talk about that coming up in just a second. Monica and the text 646.
D-Lo says, good morning, Will. It's good to hear your voice, sir. My favorite is the Fat Electrician. Funny, but cool military history. And Cody said, my favorite YouTube channel, it's Outdoor Boys. It's about a dad who lives in Alaska and makes survival videos with his son. As of now, he's backed away from YouTube to focus on family life while his younger son still manages his own YouTube account, doing survival tips just the way him and his dad used to. That's interesting, Cody. Uno Mas says, good morning, Monica, and good morning, you guys. Y'all have a great day. Sean in Lovington said, my favorite YouTube channel is Beard Meats Food. He does eating competition. Did I say that right? Beard Meats? And Smokey says, good morning, V, Monica, and Will. You guys have a good morning. Good morning to my little butthead. My favorite YouTube program is about the Fat Electrician and the W105 app, not the YouTube channel. That was from Smokey in Arizona. Non-farter says, Ian Omar was pissed. We've never seen her that pissed since her brother forgot their wedding anniversary.
Oh, yeah, that was terrible. Yeah.
David from Roswell said the Stegall Show is his favorite YouTube channel.
Like Steven Seagal?
I think I'm pronouncing it right.
He was correcting you, too, on the one that the gentleman that you played the clip from. He said it's Stegall.
Oh,
Stegall? Okay.
Oh, that's what you were doing, David. Oh, okay, I thought you were saying that was your favorite.
Yeah, I thought it was Stiegel, but it was spelled different.
Okay.
But like Stiegel, but it was STI. So he's probably right.
And I like to watch the shorts. I think that they're better than TikTok, said NPR lover. The speedboat in Cuba fired shots at the Coast Guard boat from the news that I read yesterday, said this.
If that's true, play stupid games. I mean,
yeah.
And a great series on YouTube is The Fall of the Cabal, said Cool Hand Lynn. I've never heard of that one. That's probably a good one. Conservative Ryan said, I think the Michaela Johnson dismissal should be heavily investigated, especially if her mom was a counselor.
Me too.
Facts like a duck and it looks like a duck. It's probably corruption. Oh, if it acts like a duck. Okay. And does anyone know the DA's name there in Roswell? Someone's asking. I'm sure we could look it up really quick.
Well, it's same DA across the entire region. And so I'm going to go back and look for that and see if I can see if it listed the name.
Kathy from the Patch said, all of the illegals that their countries don't want them back, let's create like an a-hole island and put them on the island and they'll eventually just kill each other. says Kathy from the badge.
Well, I've seen a lot of YouTubers make this suggestion, and I'm kind of for it. For any of the illegals that haven't committed anything other than, and I'm not saying because they are committing crimes when they stay here illegally, but if that's their only crime and they want to be productive American citizens, then let's just trade them out for all the people who don't like America, who hate it, who are burn the flag and all that stuff. Okay, fine. You have a free pass out. This person can take your place, and we'll call it good.
But we got a lot of stupid people because Gabe Vasquez is the only legislator that went to the to the speech to President Trump's State of the Union, and I answered him, "Thank you for going at least, and don't agree with you on much, but thank you for at least showing up, having the intestinal fortitude to show up." But did you stand when he said that you should stand for citizens? And the people on there that said, "Hey, SA, everybody is illegal at some point." And I'm like, I've never been illegal. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. But it kind of gave me a refresher course on Gabe Vasquez's Facebook page, the people that were making excuses for illegal immigration. I was like, how are you for real? I mean, if all it is a criminal citation, then they should just be removed at the same time, if that's what it is. So you can't have it both ways. You can't have that both ways. So if all it is a criminal citation, well, then you should have the right to be deported at the same time. Give me two more, Monica.
Artesia fan said, I would go nowhere Joe Biden invited me to. And they should have the Somalians that are caught do at least 2 years in prison before being deported back. Another texter said, Forsaking My Father's Religion is a really good YouTube channel. It is testimonies by Muslims who have converted to Christianity. And Aaliyah from the Patch says, good morning, crew. And we'll end with that one. We'll get to the rest next.
Yeah, I'm going to look up this Malia Johnson case again and see if I can repost that. Looks like New Mexico Supreme Court handed down a decision Wednesday to permanently and immediately remove a county judge, from the bench. McKinley County Magistrate Judge Brent Desolate has been removed for a violation of judicial code. Court records include 23 separate accusations, including violation of due process for multiple defendants, retaliation, and showing bias against certain defendants. He has been removed. And an illegal immigrant Lyft driver has been charged with kidnapping, sodomy, and allegedly trapping a Kentucky mother of 4. So this guy's name is Yarden Diaz Veta, 34 years old, Louisville, Kentucky, has been charged with first-degree sodomy, kidnapping, menacing, also, and the other additional charges, if that's not enough. By the way, ICE has placed a detainer on him. So many of these cases where the detainer is already on these individuals and they let them out. A former Air Force pilot arrested allegedly training Chinese military pilots without authorization. The former U.S. Air Force fighter pilot who once trained American servicemen on advanced combat aircraft, including the F-35, has been arrested for training Chinese military pilots. Would you call that treason?
A little bit.
Yeah, I would definitely call that treason. Department of Justice said that Gerald Eddie Brown, whose call sign was Runner, was taken into custody in Jeffersonville, Indiana, yesterday. And a viral video shows the Texas Whataburger workers beating an unruly customer. I don't know if you saw this, but they beat him with a trash can and a fryer basket.
Oh, damn.
The guy was drunk and out of hand, and the manager smashed him with a trash can. And, of course, everybody had to pile on.
Bro, I said no more ketchup. You can only have.
No, that's what I was going to say.
You've had your allotted amount of
with
ketchup.
The little packs of ketchup.
Yeah.
Poured them. Yeah. This happened in Paris, Texas. That's about 100 miles northeast of Dallas. And the Texas Whataburger manager clobbered the out-of-control customer with the trash can. Man allegedly returned drunk and attacked employees. And the guy's name is Billy Jones Newhouse. He's 41 years old. Picture of him looks like it's not his first time getting thrown out of the Whataburger. And the former New Mexico congressman, Steve Pierce, goes before the Senate committee for the BLM director nomination. So hopefully this happens, that he gets the nomination and we can move on. Think about this, the pomp and circumstances of all this. By the time you get all these people approved, your term is done. I mean, we're in what, 12 months, 13 months into the presidency?
Well, and what's the first order of business of the next administration? Get rid of everybody that the former
everybody.
I mean,
so it's a endless cycle.
Unless we continue with the Republican president.
Right. Well, we can only hope for that. And Kilgore Abrego Garcia is asking the U.S. judge in Tennessee to dismiss his case, saying that it was vindictive. The attorney for Abrego Garcia is trying to persuade the federal judge in Tennessee on Thursday to throw out the human smuggling charges. Abrego Garcia, whose mistaken deportation. No, it wasn't mistaken.
It was not a mistake.
There was a judge that signed off on the paperwork, took him out of the country, and another judge, think about this, said, no, bring him back. How much money have we spent on this guy that was illegally in the country?
Too much.
To begin with.
Way too much.
I bet we're probably $10 million. I bet it's over 10 million. Easy. Over 10 million. And here's the story about Bill Gates. Bill Gates apologized yesterday. He admitted that he had 2 affairs with Russian women while married to his ex-wife, Melinda French Gates, and issued a apology and apologized for his links with to Jeffrey Epstein. Gates is 70, told his staffers of his foundation that he flew on the private plane with the disgraced financier and spent time with him in the U.S. and abroad, but did not participate in any crimes. I did nothing illicit. I saw nothing illicit.
Except for Russian hookers.
Yeah. So, look, I mean, he was married 27 years. And you know what gets me? His wife told him, quit hanging out with this guy.
Right.
He gives me the heebie-jeebies. He's evil. Something about him's just not right. Quit hanging out with him. And he continued on. He continued to hang out with him because Epstein was more important than whatever his wife said, which is kind of scary to begin with. Pretty scary. All right, Monica, we'll get to the text coming up next. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Rig Outfitters in the Home Store. Find them in the Broadmoor Mall. Extensive collection of FR everything, coveralls, gloves, shirts. If you're working in the patch, this is the place to go. Yeah, and, you know, if you're looking for work boots, steel-toe boots and safety gear and looking for hard hats and that type of stuff, they got a huge selection. They also have a section of boots that are just $99 for a pair. Plus, they have furniture, appliances, electronics, and they offer zero-down financing. RigOutfitters.com. Check them out today. Maybe you just got that, that big old check from the government, your income tax, and you're looking to, need brand new TV and sofa and that type of stuff. Hey, they've got you covered there. RigOutfitters.com or stop by and see them in the Broadmoor Mall. 659 KWMW Mount Jamora, 105.1 FM. Also, KWES 93.5 in Ruidoso. And if you're listening in Albuquerque this morning, you're listening at 96.9 and AM 700 KADZ. Check them out today. And if you're listening on any of our streaming platforms, we'd appreciate you hitting the like button, subscribing, and all that stuff. So we'd appreciate that so much.
B is dyslexic. It is KDAZ.
Yeah, Kate. I'm sorry. 99.9, I get it right.
96.9.
No, well,
I got
I'm
you.
saying I get it right.
Oh, I got
99.9.
Okay.
All right, Monica in the text.
Hi, that's me. Peter Santinello on YouTube. He explores the entire U.S., interviewing a wide range of people and how they live. That's Artesia Fan number 2's favorite YouTube channel. David from Roswell said, the elected DA who covers Roswell, New Mexico, or Chavez County is Diana Luce, the district attorney for New Mexico's 5th Judicial District. Non-farter said, my favorite YouTube channels are The Farm on Route 66, Cole the Corn Star, and Daddy the Corn Star. Is that real? NPR Lover said, I listen to the Steven Seagal show every morning before I listen to your show. He comes on at 4 a.m. Interesting. And Mikey said, lately I've been watching a channel called Our Thing TV. It's about Sammy the Bull. He does interviews and explains a lot of mafia life. Outdoor Boys was a great channel. I think we watched all of his episodes. I would like to know his son's channel. What his son's channel is called. And Monica, of all of the lame-ass liberals that defend illegal aliens, not one is willing to let them move into their homes. Amen, Rocket. And they never will. Sam Tater says, my favorite YouTube channel is K-Love. I didn't know they had a YouTube channel. And they should not do prison. They should not do prison time before deportation. Look up how much the average cost to support someone in prison is for a year.
I'm with you.
Oil Hauler said, I believe we should send child rapists to the prison in El Salvador. I'd vote for that. Go to caselookup.nmcourts.gov and do a name search. I think you have to enter the last name first. All court info comes up, including the name of the DA for each case, said Cole Hinland.
Yep.
Smokey in Arizona said, my other YouTube channel I liked was Two Bald Guys on the Right, but those two bums just stopped making content.
No, you're right.
Between the dialysis and me moving to the Philippines, it got tough.
It was a little rough, yeah.
It's good to hear you on this show today, Will, said Tracy from Eunice.
Thank you, Tracy.
Patricia said, Will, thank you for keeping the app going for me. Aww.
It took a little bit, but we finally, we were having some issues there with the app for a good little while with it. Just kept shutting down, but we've got it all, and we increased the sound quality on all of our apps. So that's something else that if you're an app listener, and we appreciate, there's a lot of you that are, because I look at the numbers every morning who are streaming us either on the W105 app or listening to us on like TuneIn or wherever you're listening. There's a lot of you.
Let's see, Kevin, that POS judge that ordered the Maryland dad, LOL, brought back to America was Boberg, and he's just a Trump hater. He's gone against Trump on multiple cases. And Skinner will end with this one. Oh, hold on. There's one more. Two more. Skinner says, good morning, B and Monica and Will. Y'all have a great, blessed, new, thankful Thursday. We'll end with this one. Reba Hater said, Will, delete the Reba anthems. He's constantly
There's only one.
There's only one.
Yeah.
I hate the Reba. And it's crazy because sometimes the same cuts play. I noticed the intro, there are 5 different intros in there to start our show, and the same one played 2 times in a row.
We need to fix the rotator somehow.
Oh, checking Facebook.
I don't get it.
Kathy Pennington answered on Facebook. Her favorite YouTube channel is Alan Jackson Ministries, the preacher. I like him. I really do like him, Kathy. And let's see who's saying
What's
good morning.
the podcast called? Midnight Montgomery?
No, I don't know. Good morning.
Am I the only one that got that?
No, I got it.
No, are you talking about the singer? Is that his song? Is that one of his songs?
Of course.
Right over her head. I forgot. Forgive us.
Alan Jackson? I don't know.
So right now, we have over 220 people listening to our apps, whether it be W105, which is where the majority are, KWES's app, or KDAZ's app. So on all three of them have apps in the App Store if you want to go and check them out. Or you can text the word listen to 877-396-9105, and you'll get back a link to the W105 apps, all of our Apple, Android, or streams. But yeah, 200 people plus listening. And that didn't include all the people watching video.
Right.
Yeah, and good morning.
I think this morning on Facebook, it was like over 200, and I didn't even look at YouTube.
And big thank you. We neglect our TV watchers because, of course, we have people watching on channel 20.1 in Albuquerque and Santa Fe. So thank you guys if you're watching on those TV channels. We appreciate that as well.
And by the way, I'll have a better look for you coming soon. I promise. The wife is about to cut the budget off, but it's soon. I can't get in the way of the purse money, that's for sure. All right, 7:05, Monica. We haven't done the price of oil, the thought for the day. Let's do the thought for the day, being brought to you by Wakefield Oil. They've got over 40 years of experience delivering quality products in the patch. If you're out and about today, you're on location, and you need batteries, if you need fuel, they've got you covered. Interstate batteries, unleaded, diesel, DEF, you name it, they can get it to you. All you got to do is give them a call, 575-622-4160. Go to the website, wakefieldOil.com. They deliver on-road, off-road. If you're in the patch, don't sweat it. They can deliver it to you. Check them out today, wakefieldOil.com, for more information. Thought for the day at 7:05.
In honor of Will Rooney being in the studio today, our thought for the day is, if you glue a dead wasp to your palm, you can smack your boss on the back of the head as hard as you want and act like you saved the day.
That's actually kind of smart. Look, I would never
do that.
That's hilarious.
It is. Somebody's going to do it.
So Kamala Harris criticized President Trump's State of the Union.
Of course she did.
And basically, she didn't have a whole bunch to say. She just said it's the same old lies. Oh, please do tell Kamala. By the way, I think she's the boob of the day this morning. I'll get to that in a second. Controversy igniting over federal permits to give ranchers these federal permits to kill Mexican wolves. It continues for decades as one of the best known Western conservation efforts, being the Mexican wolf population. And I will say this, the Mexican wolf is a predator, and we have taken them and moved them other places. And if they're getting to people's livestock, they're predators, and they should be taken down. And so the controversy, of course, with killing the Mexican wolves is coming from the tree huggers that think, well, it's okay if you lose your, they have no problem with your calves dying. They just don't want the Mexican wolf dying. And federal prosecutors seeking the death penalty against the man charged with killing in New Mexico, killing a New Mexico state police officer. Federal prosecutors seeking the death penalty for a Marion man accused of killing the paramedic during the violence in March of 24. Jeremy Smith is his name. He was also, wasn't this guy was also charged out of Clovis? And then, but the federal charges are actually coming from North Carolina, where he also killed somebody. But he went on to kill a state trooper. Jeremy Smith, could he be serving life in prison? That would be a great place for Jeremy Smith. All right, price of oil this morning, it's already 7:08, being brought to you by Del Perm Specialties, delivering integrity in the industry. Doesn't matter if you're in the Delaware or the Permian basins. If you need specialty tools or safety equipment or looking for cleanup equipment, they've got you covered with all of that. If you're a pumper, roustabout crew leader, or maybe a lease operator, and you need pretty much anything, Del Perm has it. They will get it to you. And they are also your dealer for the Phil Trek automated filtration system. This thing is different. This thing is a lot different. Number one, no downtime. You do not have to shut the well down to change the filters. That's the big thing. And the other thing is you don't have to dispose of the filter pods. So it lowers the labor costs. And, it pays for itself in months, and the return continues for year after year. Everything operates off a cell phone or a VPN. Check them out today, Del Perm Oil. You can go to dpfiltration.com or go to the main website. It's delpermsupply.com, 575-392-4204. Check them out today. Price of oil, Monica.
West Texas Intermediate is coming in at $64.37. Brent crude, $69.93. And natural gas is $2.79.
All right, 7:10. We got a lot of things to get to. Chuck Schumer. We will hear from Chuck Schumer. He is crying again. And also, they did a town hall last night after the State of the Union. Fox did his town hall. We'll dive into that. Nancy Pelosi fired back at Donald Trump about making money off of insider trading for stocks. I'll play that cut when we return. And probably one of the greatest moments ever. Senator Markwayne Mullins answered back as Bernie Sanders continued to flap his jaws. I'll dive into that in just a second. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Zia Guns, 1907 North Main in Roswell. Over 1,000 guns in stock, handguns, rifles, shotguns. Looking for personal protection, they've got it. Lethal and non-lethal personal protection. Ladies looking for a gun, they've got the gun that's waiting for you right now. They also can tune up your bow. They will accept you to bring in your gun, trade in your gun to get a better gun. They buy guns. Go talk to their staff today. They're very fair. 575-622-0023, 1907 North Main in Roswell. Closed Saturday, always open on Sunday. High temperature throughout southeast New Mexico. It's going to be a nice day today. Very nice day all day today in southeast New Mexico. A little warm, up to 79 with sunny skies. Winds about 15 miles an hour. In Ruidoso this morning, 20-mile-an-hour winds by this afternoon. High temperature getting up to 68, mostly sunny skies. And Albuquerque looking really good. Winds from the northwest about 15 miles an hour and a high temperature about 75 throughout the day. Let's get you updated with all the news this morning. Keep you updated with everything going on. News being brought to you by Atlas Maker Mirror, Atlas Maker Mirror, and the grooming tool. ×1, ×5, ×10 magnification, bright LED lights. Travel's easy. Comes in a traveling case. Look, this thing weighs less than 4 pounds. It's perfect if you do a lot of traveling, ladies. And the reason this mirror was designed is because the local inventor did a lot of traveling. She discovered that hotels had terrible lighting, and the mirrors were also equally terrible. That's why she designed this Atlas Maker mirror. Call Rebecca Long, 575-631-3189. 631-3189. AtlasMakerMirror.com. Check out the pocket mirrors. If you haven't seen those yet, go check them out today. 7:13, we're being the Breakfast Club. We're coming right back.
Fox News, I'm Gianna Gelosi. The U.S. and Iran have begun another round of nuclear talks in Geneva.
If they try to rebuild the nuclear weapon, that causes problems for us. And in fact, we've seen evidence that they have tried to do exactly that.
Vice President J.D. Vance, the president, says he prefers to resolve the standoff through diplomacy, but
the Pentagon continues to bolster forces in the region. A squadron of fifth-generation F-22 Raptors arrived at an Israeli air base for the first time yesterday.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson, the Trump administration launching an investigation after Cuba's U.S. Coast Guard killed 4 people and wounded 6 others aboard a U.S. registered boat.
Cuba's Interior Ministry said the 10 passengers were Cuban nationals living in the U.S. and some had a known history of criminal and violent activity. And they claimed the group wanted to carry out an infiltration for terrorist purposes.
Fox's Stephanie Bennett, America's listening to Fox News.
In need of a tow? Those don't have to be dirty words. At Lee County Roadside, they have been offering friendly and knowledgeable service for 20 years. From light to heavy duty, there's nothing they can't tow. And with 24-hour availability, there's no time they can't tow it. Don't make a bad day worse by choosing the wrong tow company. Lee County Roadside, the good guys to call in a bad situation. For 24-hour service, call 575-392-3223 or locate them at 7401 North Del Paso, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Like Lee County Roadside on Facebook and follow them on Instagram.
Dear ski trip, the Toyota RAV4 is your season pass for endless fun. Want to carve up a back road on your way to the slopes? The RAV4's available all-wheel drive keeps you confident, and available heated seats keep you cozy. A suite of top-notch safety features watches your back. Unlock the magic of winter with a new RAV4. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Visit Permian Toyota in Hobbs today. Toyota, let's go places.
Looking for a career where your income isn't capped? At Kinetic 100% Fiber Internet, a Unity Group brand, you'll earn competitive base pay, uncapped commissions, and a sign-on bonus, plus full benefits including medical, dental, vision coverage, and a 401k plan. No sales experience? No worries. No college degree required. Just bring your drive, and we'll provide paid training, ongoing coaching, and educational assistance. Apply now at careers.uniti.com and start earning.
Knowledge, integrity, and trustworthiness are just part of what makes Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating the choice for your next HVAC job. With 15 plus years in business, Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating trains its techs with the requirements and standards of all the major ductless companies, servicing residential and commercial as well as industrial units for the patch. Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating is fully licensed, bonded, and insured in the state of New Mexico. They can even offer new technology like inverter-driven heat pump systems to upgrade old systems, and financing is available. Call 575-631-1999 to schedule your appointment today. That's 631-1999 for Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating.
Wanda Diaz-Merced is a blind astronomer who listens to the stars. The New Mexico Museum of Space History's next Launchpad lecture focuses on Diaz-Merced's groundbreaking studies. Museum curator Brianna Buhler highlights how celestial audio patterns translate to data, opening doors for researchers with diverse abilities. Launchpad lecture to be held March 6th from 9 till 10 a.m. in the Tombaugh Theater. Enjoy coffee and donuts courtesy of the International Space Hall of Fame Foundation. The New Mexico Museum of Space History, 3198 State Route 2001, Alamogordo.
Let me turn you on real quick right here. 2026 is here. 2025 models gotta go. What's really going on? Danny Reynolds here. Permian Ford Lincoln, Hobbs America, 1000 North Del Paso Street. We got $500 over invoice still going on the remaining 2025 models, and it just gets better every time with our Permian Powertrain promise. What's that for you? Lifetime powertrain warranty, baby. Come check us out, baby. Right here at Permian Ford Lincoln, 1000 North Del Paso, Hobbs America.
Not all 2025 trim levels qualify. See dealer for details.
Hi, this is Danny Kirkendall with Guy Chevrolet Company in Artesia. We're celebrating 100 years in business here on the corner of 1st and Main in Artesia, and we invite you to come see us for your new Chevy, GMC, or a just perfect pre-owned vehicle. Our GM certified team is ready to assist you, so give us a call at 575-746-3551 or visit us online at guychevy.com.
Guy Chevrolet celebrating 100 years at the corner of 1st and Main in downtown Artesia.
Southeast New Mexico weather.
Good morning. The forecasts for the southeast plains of New Mexico as we go down the 285 today, and temperatures around 81 degrees in Roswell with a sunny sky and the wind gusty. 83 degrees in Carlsbad, Artesia, some areas of patchy blowing dust. And temperatures in Lovington at 78 degrees. The temperatures are dropping with a front pushing into southeast New Mexico. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Roberts.
Your country plays on W105.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Permian Ford and PermianFord.com. home of the lifetime Permian Powertrain promise. You see, this is what happens when you let sick people play with powerful toys.
No more! No more!
What's that? I had the volume down on my hearing aid.
Here we go, back to being the Breakfast Club. Be part of the show. 877-396-W105.
This is not headline news. Bill Gates admitted to multiple affairs with Russian women. Even worse, they nicknamed him Microsoft. Metallica is getting a residency at the Las Vegas Sphere. Exciting news for your uncle who still wears a leather wristband. Hitting Prime Video tomorrow, a new documentary chronicles Paul McCartney's music career in the 70s. It's called Bland on the Run. And Scream 7 opens in theaters this weekend. In this one, Neve Campbell finally seeks therapy to find out why she's so darn unlikable. This is not headline news.
It is a beautiful day in the neighborhood already. 7:19. We are on the Breakfast Club. Looks like they've got some problems in California. Well, they got more problems in California. California wine country is facing another downturn. The Jackson Family Wines has shut down in Sonoma, scaling back in 2026. By the way, if you're counting, that's 5 wineries that have shut down. And if you ask where I heard about this information, I heard it on the grapevine. It did. I heard it, and so 5 wineries shutting down. Are wines just, look, I know beer is not as popular as it used to be. I think whiskey and harder liquors are more popular.
No, I think it has zero to do with, I think it has zero to do with that, and 100% to do with California being an unsustainable place to have a business.
Maybe.
True.
Maybe. That could be it. And Los Angeles, a man was arrested and given 45 days in jail and a year in probation for giving alcohol to a juvenile hawk. A hawk. I mean, it was a juvenile hawk, but it was at a community park, and this thing was flying around and crashing in the trees. He gave the bird Buzzball. I've never drank Buzzball, but I've seen it in the stores, that round green ball.
Yep.
And you couldn't even break down and give him some tequila Mockingbird or something. That's just bad. So he probably deserves 45 days in jail. And I'm wondering if he was partaking of the Buzzball himself.
I would imagine. Because who in their right mind says, I think I want to give this hawk this Buzzball.
The same people that smoke weed and blow it in their dogs' faces, too?
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe. Ashley Madison. You remember Ashley Madison? Monica,
yeah.
You remember Ashley Madison?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Ashley Madison, their tagline was life's too short.
Mm-hmm. Have an
Life's
affair.
too short, have an affair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then they had a data breach. Well, documentaries coming out about the data breach and the discreet dating site.
Wow.
Was it really dating?
No.
I mean, dating is when it's just a hookup site.
Yep.
Is all it was. Nothing more. And nominees for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Here we go again, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Some of these I get, some of these, again, I just don't get. And some of them, it's just not my genre. It's rock, though. Some of them not even close to being rock. You ready?
Yep.
All right. So the Black Crowes, definitely rock. Jeff Buckley, rock. Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey is about as rock can be.
That's sarcasm, by the way, for you who didn't understand.
Yeah.
That one
Phil
didn't go
Collins.
over my head. Okay.
Yeah. Phil Collins.
Oh, very, very, very should have been in there a million times.
A long time ago. Yes.
Yeah. Melissa Etheridge.
Yes.
I just don't know if Melissa Etheridge has got enough.
Yeah, for the
She
Rock
didn't
and
have
Roll
enough.
Thing. Look, it's a little more. I'll give it a little. It's more okay. She deserves to be in there more than Mariah Carey. Put it that way.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, no,
Wouldn't
no
she be
doubt.
soft rock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know if she had enough hits to deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, we are watering this down. It's like Dancing with the Damn Stars without any stars. But the next one really blows my mind. Lauryn Hill.
What?
She's a rapper.
Yeah.
And so
Well, R&B anyway.
So in the R&B Hall of Fame, are we going to put ZZ Top in there?
Maybe for the blues.
Yeah, I mean, Billy Idol, INXS, Iron Maiden. I can go along with all of that. New Edition.
Yeah, no.
No.
I love me some New Edition. When I was a kid, I was into New Edition. But
I
no.
can see you.
Yeah, but no, not in the Rock and Roll Hall of
No.
Fame.
Oasis, yes. Pink,
I mean, with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has expanded over the years to include a lot of artists that I don't think it should. So, I mean, with the expansion and who all they include, maybe. But
Wait
they
for this
should
one.
just have a different category.
This chick was a smooth operator. Sade.
What?
Rock and Roll Hall of
No,
Fame.
absolutely not.
Aren't there American Music Awards? I mean, can't we just do instead of
Okay,
doing for
the
the Rock
next
and Roll
one
Hall
is
of Fame?
probably going to be over the top because her hips don't lie. Shakira.
No.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh, gosh,
Wu-Tang Clan, not really rock and roll. And Luther Vandross, definitely not rock and roll. By the way, they'll make the induction. They'll make the cuts. Who's going to be inducted?
Some of those people who are legit, superstars.
No, they're superstars.
Mm-hmm.
Luther Vandross was a superstar. Lauryn Hill, superstar. It's just not rock and roll. And when we start inducting people into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and they're not rock and roll, it just defeats the purpose.
Yeah.
It's like putting Emmitt Smith in the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame.
Sorry.
Well, wait,
B,
Emmitt Smith didn't play baseball.
That ship has sailed. So it's the inclusion.
Makes no sense.
We have to include all these people. There's
Well,
not enough people
that-
of color in rock and roll.
Oh, that's a good one. Hey,
that's
you could have
probably
hit the
where
nail on the head right there.
DEI probably got us.
Yep.
For sure. Looks like, according to a recent study, 11,000 Americans turn 50 every day. And by the way, that guy yelling in the background was the guy that works for AARP going, yee, boy. 11,000 Americans turn 50 every day. Wow. Stephen A. Smith gave the face palm over AOC's embarrassing answer when she was at the Munich, the conference. He was like, dumb.
Mm-hmm.
He said, oh my God, that's just embarrassing. It's just embarrassing. And you know what? Her response to that embarrassment was pretty bad too. And now they're saying it wasn't her boyfriend snoring in the background. They said it was her French bulldog.
I was going to say it's the
And
dog.
I get that. It could be the dog. French bulldogs are notorious for snoring and farting at the same time.
B should know.
Yeah, I got two of them, and it's pretty bad.
That sounded pretty human though yesterday. I mean, well, I guess dogs can sound human too.
Yeah, no,
Fart's
I
a
mean,
fart's a
French
fart.
bulldogs
Yeah.
are, because
Snore's
of
a
their
snore.
snout. Yeah, because of the snout.
Sure.
French bulldogs are pretty good. And Major League Baseball star Tommy Pham rebukes Gavin Newsom and his SAT remarks saying, oh, he thinks black people are dumb. I'm glad somebody is saying it because that whole speech from Atlanta was terrible. It was just downright ugly. And thank God at least one black man is saying something.
Well, I mean, at least one black man actually listened to the speech because
Mhm.
that's the problem. A lot
Right.
of these folks, they could care less. They're
Right.
watching whatever pops up in their feed, and it's not politics.
Yep.
Until election time, And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, you better get on board with what the people of your color are doing.
That's true.
Well, I believe that the president's speech, every midterm election, do you stand up for Americans over illegals? And, I wish we had more cameras.
Me too.
In the chamber where we could actually pan to people like Nancy Pelosi and, pan to different people. They do some of that, but it's like one camera shot.
They need the ISO shot of the person running through the crowd, kind of like they do at the award shows where they're like right in their face.
Yes.
They need to do that. Like, let's make them feel the pressure.
I think the Republican Party needs to capitalize on that moment. Like, use it for commercials, use it for
definitely
everything.
Think they should.
Everything to remind Americans, look who's not for you.
Hopefully they will, because that's the biggest problem with the Republican Party in my mind, is that they're not on par with the messaging that the Democrats use.
Yes.
No. And I've said it before, the Democrats send the message points out.
Mm-hmm.
They stick to the message points. They don't waver from the message points. And they just do a better job organizing than Republicans have in the past.
And
hopefully we can get better.
To be fair, they have all of the mainstream media to parrot it for them.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
you're 100% right.
There is that. So, they don't.
Yeah.
But we do. We're gaining. There's between internet and some stuff on cable TV, not much. A couple of things on CNN now. A couple of things on Fox. Because even Fox is still controlled by liberals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're getting better. But we're just not there. All right, we're going to talk about Paul Skeens talking about he can't wait for the Summer Olympics. Looking at the hockey team, can't wait for the Summer Olympics. And I don't know if you saw the moment that two vehicles got swallowed up in an intersection in Omaha, Nebraska. I'll talk about that. And a child predator that has been dubbed one of the worst of the worst, a monster. California's letting this guy out of prison. I'll dive into that coming up next. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply, 1105 East 2nd in Roswell. Homegrown and proud of it. They've got all your farm and ranch supplies, feed for your animals, certified Purina dealer, trailers, tank, tack, fencing material, 1105 East 2nd in Roswell, online at roswelllivestock.com. Also in Capitan, you can find them at the Lincoln County Mercantile. Chuck Schumer is still crying this morning. Here's what Chuck Schumer, the minority leader, had to say yesterday.
Yet again, the average American sitting at their table trying to figure out how they're going to pay that damn bill was furious that he said it doesn't matter. It's truly stunning to watch a billionaire like Donald Trump make fun of people's financial struggles during a State of the Union speech. The guy doesn't have a clue. He's in a bubble so thick he can't hear what people are going through.
Wait,
and of course he lied about the economy. This man is an inveterate liar. Everyone knows that. He said last night that manufacturing jobs gone way up. That's a lie. Manufacturing is down by 100,000 jobs since he took office. He bragged last night about job creation. Well, job creation is at its lowest point in over 20 years.
I do the job reports every month when they come out. And we have had a run in the last 5 or 6 months where jobs are created and unemployment is at the lowest rate in like 5 years. I just don't believe anything that comes out of people like Chuck Schumer's mouth anymore.
Well, they don't.
I can't.
They don't have the facts to back it up. They're just out there spewing.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
There are times when Trump says things that are not 100% factual, but overall, the majority of what he's saying is accurate. It's just occasionally he embellishes a little. Well, like every politician out there. Sorry.
Oh, of course.
But
of course.
But Schumer just out and out. If it's any way he can take a target at Trump, it's going to be the opposite of whatever Trump said.
Right.
He's not going to. I see. This is when a Democrat actually agrees with Trump. It's very rare, those few. I mean, Fetterman, yeah, maybe. But an actual like hardcore, a Pelosi or a Schumer or Clinton, nah, never gonna happen. An Omar or AOC.
Let's just say this much. Chuck Schumer is the guy. You want to talk about being out of touch? This is the guy that had hamburgers on the grill and he put cheese on a raw hamburger patty. You can't get more out of touch than that, because I think pretty much everybody knows that you grill the patty first.
Well, everybody who's ever actually grilled a hamburger, but that's the thing. That was probably Chuck Schumer's first time with a spatula in his hand.
It was pretty bad. Thank you, Chuck Schumer, for that. All right, Fox News did a town hall after. I love when they do these town halls because we get different people. You know, we get liberals and conservatives, and they're talking about the issues. And we get common everyday people going, nope, that's not accurate. This is accurate. Listen to what happened last night after the State of the Union.
On that point, I just think that the reality is that an act like the SAVE Act is very likely more aimed at voter suppression and at keeping key demographics that the Republican Party does not want voting to not show out and vote. I think very often minority demographics.
That's not true.
So this is the thing where the suggestion is it's going to keep the black vote down. I've got two black panelists here. Ajwa?
That's not true.
Do you have ID and proof of citizenship?
Yeah, and if I need a copy of my birth certificate, it's just a matter of going online or going up to the department and asking for it and showing my information to get it. I mean, to say that it would negatively affect a minority group because they're somehow not educated enough to get these documents is completely outrageous.
Annie?
In my opinion, this should not be a controversial issue.
It shouldn't be. And by the way, there's only 12 states that you don't have to show ID. So the majority of the states, it's not an issue. Majority of the states, it's not an issue because it's already in effect.
Unfortunately, New Mexico is one of those 12 states.
Yeah. And I did them on Monday. I know California's one, Washington State. I mean, it's all the norms.
Super blue.
Illinois, Minnesota, Michigan. That's it's the normal states that go against that type of stuff. But all the other states, they have no problem with having to show your ID to go ahead and get in there and vote.
And that young panelist that was on there talking about, the SAVE Act being there, that he's the
talking points.
Well, talking points, and the exact kid who has been brainwashed by the college system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He looked like he was about 12 or 13.
He's definitely college age or just out of high school.
He's
but
very, very, very.
I love that there's a well-educated black woman sitting right next to him, just going, "No,
right.
Yeah, no.
No. Well, I mean, look, 80% of America says this is not an issue, and by the way, among black folks, it's like 78% said it's not an issue.
Right.
We have no problem getting ID and showing ID. It's not an issue. So part of the speech the other night, probably the best part of the speech for me, was when Donald Trump pinned Nancy Pelosi down when it came to, insider trading. Because the Pelosi's the last 7, 8, 9, 10 years, they have had a return of like 1,300% in the stock market.
Yeah, people who do numbers have looked at this and said this is not possible for regular investing. But when you have
people that do it for a living,
the Speaker of the House, whose husband has maybe a little leg up, all of a sudden invest before certain things happen. It's just amazing how all of a sudden their money just goes through the roof.
It's crazy. So she goes on CNN. And she's asked a question, but I think the most important thing is when they said, "Did you see Elizabeth Warren standing up?" Nancy didn't know what to say.
I say back to him, as that's what members said,
look at your own self. The inference he wants to draw is there was something wrong with that, which there wasn't. And if there was, people get prosecuted for it. For a long time now, we've been trying to pass this law. It doesn't have, now it has more support than it had before. And when
Elizabeth Warren stood up and applauded. Elizabeth Warren stood and applauded tonight when the president talked about it.
Well, we all did. I did too. He said, did Nancy stand up? Yeah, I did too. A lot of people stood up. A lot of Democrats stood up. I think that will pass.
No, I went back and watched the tape. They didn't stand up. And look, they didn't stand up for that little girl that was saved from the waters in Kerrville, Texas. They didn't stand up for her either. They didn't stand up for the Medal of Honor winners. They didn't stand up. You know, last time we had the State of the Union, little J.D. Daniels, the kid with cancer, he passed away yesterday. They didn't stand up for that poor kid.
That's so sad. Well, we know that Democrats as a whole, not all, but as a whole, when they're at the State of the Union, they have glue to their butts and they're stuck to their chairs because they're not standing up for nothing.
Right.
No, they're not gonna stand up for Donald Trump. They're not gonna stand up for anything that he likes. They're just not gonna stand up. So Democrats are actually suing the federal government. Listen to what Mike Johnson had to say about this.
And the Democrats will continue to abuse it. They sued the USDA for simply asking them to tell them how many illegal aliens are on the programs in California and New York and these other states. They sued them. You need to take account of what people are doing here in each party, the leaders and the President of the United States. We are trying to get government to work more efficiently and effectively for the people, and we are getting stopped and hindered by political games, by Democrats.
Can you imagine the Democrat Party suing because they do not want to release information on how many illegal aliens are on food stamps?
Well, yeah.
Absolutely.
In this day and age, that's the norm.
Yeah. Speaker Johnson said that Trump is a riddle of lies.
I don't need Congress to place tariffs. I can do it on my own. And then the leadership of the Congress jumping up to applaud that. How do you explain it as someone who sees it up close?
Hakeem Jeffries.
Yeah, the cult-like behavior of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle is a complete and total abdication of their responsibility to conduct themselves like a separate and co-equal branch of government.
What the hell was that? I'm serious. Hakeem Jeffries, he just pulled a Kamala Harris.
Yep. Yeah. I have words, and I like to use them.
Yeah, it's like a word salad from hell.
Let me just say a bunch of stuff because I don't understand what the real question was or what the issue is at all.
I forgot what you asked, but let me get to this. All right, the greatest cut of the day. Mark Wayne's Mullins, I'll get to that in just a second. Monica in the text will get to you coming up next. Morning show this morning being brought to you by La Tienda Thriftway. Find them in Carlsbad, home of the taco bar, made from scratch tortillas. And by the way, those tortillas are always fresh. They make them multiple times every day. So they're always fresh. Some of the savings going on right now: tilapia, $3.99 a pound. Boston Butt pork roast, $1.99 a pound. London broil, $5.49 a pound. And get the whole fryers, just $1.19 a pound. In the produce department, get russet potatoes, 5-pound bag, $1.49. Bell peppers, 3 for $1. Get the avocados, 99 cents each. And save big time in the deli department. White bread, $1.58 a loaf. Also get the roasted chicken breast for just $7.98 a pound. And off the bone ham is just $5.48 a pound. And don't forget, if you need a birthday cake, quinceañera cake, or wedding cake, they can take care of all of that in the bakery department. And this week, they have Mountain Dew, Pepsi, and Big Red. Get 2 12-packs for just $11. And check them out today. Always the coldest beer in Carlsbad. Find it today at La Tienda. Monica in the text, 743.
Uncle Mike says, Will, finally a voice on W105 with common sense. Dang, Uncle Mike, that hurt.
I take offense to that, Uncle Mikey.
Oil Hauler says, my favorite YouTube channel is JET Films. He customizes nice Harley Davidson bikes. Nice. David from Roswell said, or let me see. The elected district attorney. Oh, okay. He just simply said, or the Simple Radio app. What are you referring to, David?
Oh, that's just another way to listen to us. Thank you, David.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Simple Radio. Yeah, if you like that. Well, however, I don't care how you listen to us.
Sure.
However you can do. There's a cool way called Radio Garden that you can listen to several stations we have, and that's a cool way to listen to.
Now that I have you here, so on my Alexa, I used to say, hey, Alexa, stream Your Country W105 on TuneIn. But when I tell my Google that, he won't do it.
Well, sometimes, depending on, Google is a little different.
Okay.
And because Google has its own app. And so it doesn't.
I have to download it to my Google Home.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Tracy from Eunice said, I also miss two bald guys on the right, too. Aw. And let's see. Good morning, you guys. I'm listening on an app called Simple Radio. Works great. $20 for the app. Super easy and good for us old guys, said Brian from Albuquerque. Chris from Dexter says, if you'd like to hear some up-to-date preaching about the current events in our government concerning the Epstein files and all the other things, go to Tyler Woods Encounter on YouTube. You'll be blown away. These wolves are coming into people's yards and taking pets. I personally know of it happening, said a texter. And before you know it, Democrats will be going to give free housing and food stamps and no voter ID voters registration for the Mexican wolves. I'm sure workman's comp insurance and the minimum wage is eating those wine companies up, said a texter. Smokey in Arizona said, blowing the smoke for weed in a cat's face and having it being stoned, OMG, that is funny as hell. Oh, that's mean too, Smokey. The dude from Lovington says the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is a joke. They induced. You said induced. They inducted Dolly Parton. Even Dolly said it didn't make sense. But Dolly is a class act, so after it happened, she did a double album of rock covers. John from Eunice says, that's how the dingbat Democrats look at it. If you disenfranchise just one voter by making him get identification, that's one too many. They do the same thing on illegal immigrants. If ICE detains just one innocent person, then the whole mission is a failure. Trump is right. Those people are sick and mentally unstable.
It's all just an excuse. All of it.
Correct. Jason said the rumors about DJ Daniels passing away yesterday are not true. He's alive and continuing his courageous battle. Thank God.
Oh, my goodness. I mean... Why would somebody do this?
Because they're mean.
I mean, that would be the first question. Why? Why? You must have a lot of time on your hands. Why?
Okay, so why don't they have the R&B Hall of Fame? It's called Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
They do have the R&B Hall of Fame.
Okay, and B from Roswell said, hold up. Why was AOC whispering, though? Would she be whispering to not wake up her dog? And then Patrick sent something in. He texted and he said, hold up. Wasn't AOC worried about animals' gas in the atmosphere? And she was.
That's only cows.
Bulldog.
Come on, that's only cows.
If that's the case.
Yeah. USA All the Way said, so what you're saying is Tom A might have been part bulldog.
With the Tom A callback. Come on.
Hey, by the way, let me say this. I follow Tom's brother, Pedro Reese, for Congress.
Hurry up.
I'm not serious. This is funny. And every time he pops up on my feed on Facebook, I'm just like, oh my God, it's Tom on there, and he wants to go to Congress. Dude, him and Tom, I'm encouraging you, Will, go look him up. Pedro Reese for Congress.
Okay, I have to now.
Oh, my Lord.
Him and Tom look identical. All of the siblings look identical. Their mom and dad did a great job.
The way this guy talks, and I'm just like, how the hell does he think he's going to? He's for abolishing ICE. But back in the day, he was in the fields, and ICE used to pick them up. And I'm like, I don't think we had ICE back in the day. You're in your 60s. We had immigration. ICE really didn't come of age until after 9/11.
Mhm.
So I'm doubtful that they were picking old Pedro up.
Oh, dear
But
Lord. He looks
vote
like
for
Tom
Pedro.
if Tom dyed his hair.
Just like Tom. Or Tom looks just like him. I don't know who's older.
I'm guessing Tom.
Vote for Pedro.
Vote for Pedro.
Vote for Pedro. He's
Uh,
in Midland, by the way.
Okay. Patricia says, Kevin, what groups do you consider that are rock and roll bands?
I'm old school rock, and I have a hard time with some of the newer rock being played on classic rock because it's not my genre. And I think sometimes when you mix both of those over, but you have to, it's just like classic country because people start dying and eventually the format is
Well,
you have to.
As we get older, I mean, look,
Right.
you got to look at things in the 90s naturally become classic rock.
Right. So, so anything over 25 years of age is classic. So, you know, on this radio station, on our classic country stations, music from the 2000s isn't out of the picture because that's classic. I mean, early 2000s would be part of classic country. So I don't know. I go back to the 70s and 80s. To me, that's classic. Introducing 90s into it, Nirvana and that type of stuff. In the beginning, I would like, man, this doesn't fit, but I get it. I get it. And it kind of has grown on me a little bit.
Yeah.
Give me two more, Monica, because I got to get taken out trash.
Charlie says, good morning, you guys. Always good to hear you on the air. Will, have a good day and God bless. And damn it, Daniel said, if 11,000 people turn 50 every day, do you think Living on a Prayer gets played 11,000 times a day? Because they're all halfway
Think
there.
about that.
LOL.
Yeah. Yeah, think about that.
There you go, B.
All right, Paul Skeens praised the U.S. hockey team and says that his goal for the American baseball is now a sport in the Olympics. The World Baseball Classic, he says, is pure dominance. Now, I would think, you know, the Dominican, we don't hear about the Dominicans a whole bunch, but I bet the Dominicans could put together a pretty good baseball team for sure. Terrifying moment yesterday. The University of Nebraska at Omaha, 2 trucks fell into a sinkhole. It gobbled up like a full-size truck and another SUV, full-size SUV in the sinkhole.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's got to be really, really scary. And the reason this happened is a water main busted and caused the ground under the highway to give, and it swallowed up those 2 vehicles. Child predator dubbed a monster is being released in California. California is releasing 11,000 criminals. But this guy is the worst of the worst. He's a child molester. He is described by a judge as a monster that parents fear the most. He has been cleared to be released under the state's parole program. David Allen Furston, 64 years of age, was sentenced in 1999. Found guilty of 16 counts of abducting kids and engaging in sexual relationships with kids as young as 7 years of age. And they're letting him out. Where could this go wrong? And we always hear that, you know, prison has a way of taking care of predators.
Right.
You miss one. You miss one. I don't know how you missed him. And a toddler flees from a coyote that was chasing him outside a California home in broad daylight. Pasadena, California. Frightening moment for that 3-year-old boy that ran out into the driveway before freezing in his tracks. Whole thing is caught on video. It's up there on Fox if you want to go check it out. We just got finished talking about wolves and coyotes, and this has got to be a scary moment. I bet that kid doesn't want to go outside after
No.
this.
I'm sure those are the
I
ones that they're
wouldn't either.
talking about, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
I wouldn't want to go outside. And in New Mexico, is this a coincidence or what? Courtrooms in New Mexico have expanded the interpretation services for people with limited English skills. This comes after officials say they saw more requests for translators.
Well, I wonder why.
Language services, 87 different languages in the fiscal year 2025.
That could
That's
be
more
from,
than double in 4 years.
That couldn't be from our porous borders in the last administration and all the different
So-
nationalities coming here, and then of course nobody having any interest to learn English.
How much do you think a translator gets paid per year?
Depending on where they live,
And
very good.
depending
though.
on what they're translating. But
Correct.
yeah, it's
Right,
stupid.
but- and I mean, look, we're talking about 87 different languages. And the top 5 most requested language, Spanish, American Sign Language, Navajo, Arabic, and Vietnamese. Those are the top languages that were requested this past year. But in New Mexico, we had 87 different languages that we needed interpreters. So I do know this much because I know somebody that does the, she is a translator in the court system, an interpreter, and it's about 60,000. Last time, I think there are 5 different interpreters that translate for the courts. 5. And that's just in Roswell. So
look,
that's a lot of money.
I have zero problem
right
with people speaking any other language. But if you've been here and you want to be a citizen of this country, then you need to know the language of the country and need to assimilate at least that much. If I go to the Philippines, I'm trying to learn some Bisaya or whatever.
Right.
You know, if I'm going anywhere that they speak other languages, if I'm going to France, better be learning French. If I'm going to Mexico, I better be knowing some Spanish.
You're right.
Yep. If I'm going to America, I better be knowing some English. It's
Amen.
normal from every other country. Why is it that it's racist and why do we have to bend over backwards for these folks? I'm telling you,
Well,
I would
the
say
other
about
thing is,
there's
why do we have to pay?
Yeah.
I mean, if you need an interpreter, shouldn't you have to pay for that service?
Amen.
Look,
I grew up in a state where a great number of people did not speak English. They spoke Cajun French. But I never called a state office and it said press 1 for English, 2 for Cajun French. Didn't happen. And if somebody needed an interpreter, you know what they did? They had to bring a family member to be an interpreter. That's the first thing they ask you when you go to court. Do you need an interpreter?
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably one of the most abused things out there.
Well, sure.
Because a lot of people speak English, but yeah, I'll take an interpreter.
Well, because it's
Darn
easier.
straight, I'll take that interpreter.
It's easier for them to speak in their
native tongue.
Native
And
tongue.
I get that. But if you get in trouble in this country, then you should have to pay for your own interpreter. You should be charged as you should be charged for that.
God knows we get caught. Well, the problem is those court fees. We all get charged for it.
No doubt. No
You're
doubt.
right.
All right, Senator Mark Wayne's Mullen. This is the greatest cut of the morning. Talking to Bernie Sanders. Well, he wasn't talking to Bernie Sanders, but Bernie Sanders is over there flapping his jaws. Listen what Mark Wayne's Mullins had to say.
Anyways, I ranted too long. Let's talk about some.
Yes, you did.
I'm sorry, I didn't ask your opinion on that. And if I cared about your opinion, I would ask you, but I don't care about your opinion.
Well-
You're part of the system. You're part of the problem. You've been sitting here longer than I've even been alive. This is your problem. You should have fixed this a long time ago. You've been railing on it so long. What have you
I've
been doing?
decided not to run for Surgeon General. You're the nominee. I've decided
That
not
is
to accept
definitely-
that nominee.
That is
nomination.
definitely something we would never accept.
So, I mean, he straight up said, you've been here longer than I've been alive. You are the problem.
That's good.
Thank you. Thank you. for that. All right, I got to get to taking out trash, being brought to you by Trash Eaters, trash-eaters.com. They have the big poly carts. Yeah, the 96-gallon for residential customers. The big metal dumpsters, 2 and 4 yard for the commercial clients. And they even have the roll-off containers. 575-408-1719, trash-eaters.com for more information. Proud sponsor of Taking Out the Trash. Kamala Harris. Oh, we're putting you right in the trash can. The SAVE Act. Kamala Harris suggesting the SAVE Act is bad because it will require people to present basic documents to register to vote. And she claims that 40% of Americans do not have access to common documents. The failed 2024 Democrat presidential nominee told a left-wing podcaster in an interview that a great majority of Americans do not have access to a birth certificate or a passport.
Well,
she said the SAVE Act is terrible. Said most people don't have a copy of their birth certificate.
Well, then go get one.
I know.
I've had to reorder mine like 6 times because I keep losing it.
Thank you. Thank you, Will. That's what I was going to say. I'm a dumbass, and I lost mine like 28 times. And you know what I did? I can go online right now in Louisiana. And you might say, well, Louisiana's a backwoods state. I can go online and get a copy of my birth certificate FedEx to me in like 2 days. 48 hours. I can get me a birth certificate
in New Mexico,
from Louisiana.
If you go to the right office, if your area has an office, you can go pick one up today.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is not a big deal. Kamala Harris, you're full of it. Of course, we knew that. You're constipated with words.
Look, the only people who are having trouble with finding those documents are the people who are undocumented because they don't have a document to begin with.
Imagine that. Imagine that. Craziness. Craziness. All right, let's get to things that happened on this date in history so we can do our national anthem and our pledge this morning. Things that happened on this date in history being brought to you by A Custom Construction and Roofing, roofing and insured specialists, licensed, bonded, and insured. You can find them today. And, you know, cool thing about it, local veteran, owned and operated, Dwayne Pennick, 30-plus years. They've got the A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau. Super, super cool that, you know, veteran owned and operated, good people. And they're there to serve you. They can take care of your roof, but they do more than just roofs. They can remodel the inside of your home, outside, put up the patio and the carport. 575-318-9725. Get in touch with A Custom Construction and Roofing today. Things that happened on this date in 1815. Napoleon Bonaparte escaped from the island of Elba on this date in history. By the way, I was trying to keep that short. Short man, short down. President Abe Lincoln signed the National Currency Act in 1863. After that, he had one word: money, 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 money. Well, that's more than one, but it's repeated multiple times. 15th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution was sent out on this date to states in 1869. It guaranteed the right to vote. And there would be another 16th Amendment coming after the 15th Amendment. Michael Owens of Toledo, Ohio, patented the glass blowing machine on this date in 1895. He was a lazy glass blower, evidently. He had to invent a damn machine. Salary of the Congress was raised $7,500 on this date in 1907, while the vice presidential paycheck went up $12,000 on this day. And that back in the day, they couldn't even take bribes. They were just living on $12,000 a year. Congress approved money for the Grand Canyon National Park in 1919. 1930, New York City installed traffic lights for the very first time. People kept running them, cab drivers especially. 22nd Amendment to the U.S. Constitution was ratified in 1951. It limited the president to only serving 2 terms in office. 1960, the home fallout shelter kits were on the market. They went on sale for $105. Nothing says protection from radiation like 105. That's for sure. Jennifer Grant from Beverly Hills 90210 having a birthday. 60. Greg German, who went off the radar during the Allingmobile days, turned 68 today. Michael Bolton is 73. Michael Bolton.
No way.
Yeah, he hit so many hits back in the day. Probably one of the most popular, How Am I Supposed to Live Without You? Mm-hmm. Devil in a Blue Dress star, Mitch Ryder, turns 81 today. And today is National Pistachio Day. Get out there and get a bag of pistachios, maybe the green chili pistachios. Those are some of my favorites. All right, we got a lot of things to get to when we return. We're going to talk about the team goalie saying that he should have reacted different to something that the president said about the women's hockey team and the president's State of the Union independence. We'll tell you the highs and the lows for independence. And Jasmine Crockett, is she leading the way in the Democrat side of that congressional race? I'll talk about that. And a man gets out of jail. Oh, we did the buzzball already. Yeah, I did that. I did that story. Oh, and a sex offender is running for mayor of a city. Oh. And the Green Party wants to give everything free to illegal aliens. I'll dive into that coming up in just a second. It's 8:06. We are KWMW, Malmö, 105.1 FM, KWES, 93.5 in Ruidoso, and KDAZ, AM 700, FM 96.9 in Ruidoso. By the way, if you're watching on any of our streaming platforms or listening, please take the opportunity to say thank you, thank you, thank you. So we're saying thank you, thank you, thank you. So if you could just hit that notification, we'll tell you thank you. I promise. Multiple times I will say thank you. We got about 40% of people that watch us every day and don't take the opportunity to just hit a notification button, like us, even share us. So, and you know what else helps us? If you just leave a comment, and it could be, you suck, B. Whatever it is, I don't care.
We have several of those, actually.
He always tells them that.
So, I mean, if you leave that comment, I'll accept it.
We'll enter you into a drawing if you say, if you type that.
I mean, I promise. I'm good with it. All right, 8:07. We got to get to the national anthem and our pledge this morning being brought to you by Rebecca Long. 40 years she has been helping people with their insurance. Yeah, 40 years she has, of course, been your farmer's insurance agent. Started when she was 19 years of age, and these 40-plus years later, she's still helping people. If you need help with your insurance, you try to save money. Look, she can bundle your policies to save you money. It doesn't matter if you are just looking for auto insurance, or maybe you're looking for auto and home, or maybe you're looking for recreational insurance and commercial insurance and life insurance. Rebecca would love to chat with you. And if you are a young couple, you're going to appreciate this. If you're a young couple, sometimes you have to think about things you don't want to think about. Nobody wants to think about the love of their life being gone. But sometimes we have to think about that. And we have to think about how could we survive financially. Life insurance will give you some protection, and it's so economical at a young age. Call Rebecca, 575-393-2661. Call Rebecca Long today. Proud sponsor this morning of our national anthem and our Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light was so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we walked were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular up on spur, singing out, yeah, through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
8:10. God bless America. God bless you. Large prayer this morning being brought to you by Judah Oil, reminding you God is in complete control.
Today's verse of the day is Psalms 37:4. Delight yourself also in the Lord, and he shall give you the desires of your heart.
Hi, my name is Jose Luevno. I work for Judah Oil. Would you please join us in saying the Lord's Prayer? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
It's already 8:11. We'll check the weather coming up in just a second. We'll get back to the text line. Our number 877-396-W105. News this morning being brought to you by Ragsdale Law Firm, reminding you accidents don't happen when you expect them to happen. They happen when you least expect them to happen. That's why you need a trusted law firm like the Ragsdale Law Firm, specializing in car accidents, personal injury, medical malpractice, oil fill accidents, and more. Ragsdale Law Firm, based in Roswell, there to help you every step of the way. They offer free consultation, and you never pay until they win your case. Call Luke Ragsdale, 575-208-5300, ragsdalelawfirm.com for more information, or call him today, 575-208-5300. We're coming right back, 8:12. We're BN the Breakfast Club.
News this hour is being brought to you by C&M Electric of Lovington, offering commercial and residential services in Southeast and South Central New Mexico with over 30 years of experience. C&M Electric LLC of Lovington, offering commercial and residential services in Southeast and South Central New Mexico. Whether it's oil field, agricultural, industrial, automation, and alarm systems, they also offer panel fabrication and power line work. C&M Electric provides generator rentals and shore power light towers, as well as small to large temporary power distribution centers for drilling, frac, and workovers. Call the experts at C&M Electric today and rest assured that there is no job too big or too small for them to handle. Call 575-396-2692. C&M Electric LLC, licensed, bonded, and insured with over 30 years experience.
MTD Radio News, I'm Blake Ovard.
A cash reward has been offered after a New Mexico State police officer was shot at during a traffic stop that happened on Tuesday that led to an ongoing manhunt. A man identified as Jovan Martinez and a woman identified as Michaela Johnson are being sought in the shooting. A $7,000 reward has been offered for information leading to the conviction of either suspect. The pair were traced to the Fort Sumner area, and Fort Sumner Municipal Schools were closed on Wednesday as the search for Martinez and Johnson continues. And New Mexico's judiciary is expanding its network of interpreters to help address a growing need for language access services for jurors and people in court cases who have a limited proficiency in English or are deaf or hard of hearing. In the 2025 fiscal year, interpreting services were provided in 87 languages in New Mexico courts. The 5 most frequently requested languages were Spanish, American Sign Language, Navajo, Arabic, and Vietnamese. 4 newly certified court interpreters and 4 justice system interpreters were recently added to the roster of people available to provide interpreting services in New Mexico courts. With those additions, the Language Access Services has brought on 6 fully certified interpreters and a dozen JSIs over the past 2 years to expand coverage across New Mexico. And the Hobbs Animal Adoption Center is seeking volunteers to be part of the Paws to the Sky flight crew starting at 6 a.m. on March 11th. Volunteers will help prepare dogs for rescue transportation. Roles are available for every ability and experience level. Come and be a part of helping the dogs take off toward a brighter future. Call 575-397-9323 for more information. And the Black Tie Artesia Chamber of Commerce 100th Anniversary Banquet will happen starting at 6 p.m. on Thursday at the Artesia Country Club. For more information, call 575-746-2744. And that's the way it is. I'm Blake Ovard. This is MTD Radio News.
Hey, how loud is your radio right now? Can you hear me? Hey, Daniel Bellows, Permian Ford Lincoln, Hobbs America, $500 over invoice sales going on right here on remaining 2025 models. Get your rear end over here. Let's make you a deal. Come on. Hobbs America, 1000 North El Paso, $500 over invoice sale on new remaining 2025 models. Come check us out. Let's go. 1000 North El Paso, Hobbs America.
Not all 2025 trim levels qualify. See dealer for details.
This is Davis Smith, the Guerrilla Lawyer, and I'm talking to you from my office on 3130 North Grimes in Hobbs, New Mexico. Our office has exploded with new clients. And do you know why? Fast settlements, fantastic customer service, and man, we love paying our clients money. If you get injured in a car wreck, you come see the Gorilla. Remember, if you get injured, you get the Gorilla.
Visit 3130 North Grimes or call 575-964-2720. That's 964-2720.
Great career opportunities are waiting for you now at Eddy County. They're always hiring for certified and uncertified EMTs and firefighters, as well as certified deputy sheriffs. And Eddy County has an immediate need for a staff accountant, a fire administrative assistant, a procurement administrator, a DWI community outreach and wellness coordinator, an SO evidence technician, safety officers, and a light equipment operator. Detailed job specifications and applications are available at eddycounty.org. Eddy County is an equal opportunity employer.
A KFC tale in the pursuit of flavor. The greatest insult the Colonel ever suffered was being served a wrap that was just a snack by a friend. So he took 2 crispy tenders, lettuce, tomatoes, and pepper mayo, and wrapped them in a soft tortilla. It wasn't a snack, it was a meal. He called it a twister, and never called that friend again. The Colonel lived, so we could chicken. The Twister, now back at KFC, classic or with bacon. Also try it spicy. It's finger-licking good.
Prices and participation may vary.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hunting is conservation. At the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, we salute hunters for providing the majority of conservation funding across the U.S. Join us for our annual fundraising banquet to benefit wildlife and the mission of the RMEF.
The Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation Banquet and Auction is March the 7th at 5 p.m. at Club La Sierra in Hobbs. For tickets, go to rmef.org or call 575-626-6763.
your morning show powered by your Ford dealer. Be in the Breakfast Club being powered by Permian Ford. In the who's who of radio, we're a what?
And who are you?
Be in the Breakfast Club, 877-396-W105. Call or text.
Nothing about that show makes sense.
No, back to the show.
Coffee kind of make me nervous when I drink it.
You're listening to radio. Dialed in, entertaining, informative, and affordable for any budget.
Very affordable. Very, very affordable. So, and by the way, if you want to advertise, very affordable to advertise also. So if you want to advertise, yeah, get in touch with me or get in touch with Will, and very affordable if you want to advertise. So hit us up this morning for sure. Looks like President Trump said he needs to hear those secret words from Iran. I will never have a nuclear weapon. Those are the words that he needs to hear. He also like to hear the secret recipe from KFC. But, I mean, that's something else he'd like to hear. But, we will never have a nuclear weapon. By the way, I don't think Iran's going to say the words.
No.
But when we talk about a military that's been totally decimated, that's Iran. They don't even have an air force. Have you seen their Navy? It's speedboats with a 50 cal mounted on the back.
And yet
it looks like.
And yet they still find money to continue their nuclear program.
Yeah, it looks like something like if Dukes of Hazzard had like a boat with a 50. That's what it would look like. Kudos to Iran. I didn't know you were a bunch of rednecks. Millions of locusts descending on Spain's Canary Islands, prompting warnings from tourists as the pests are everywhere, burning their vacations, of course, too. Isn't this biblical?
Yes.
The locusts?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, you guys better straighten up over there. Better get it right. A speeding Texas driver who killed the founding member of the Dixie Chicks, Laura Lynch, has been sentenced to 15 years in prison in Texas as he took a plea deal from the prosecutors following that deadly crash in 2023. His case just came up this past week. And the 50th season of Survivor kicked off last night. Survivor has aired 714 episodes.
And did you just say the 50th season?
50th season.
Wow.
That show has been aired in 15 countries.
Wow.
Well, it's because they have multiple seasons a year.
A year.
Yeah. And they have crowned 49 winners. Who was the guy that went naked? Remember?
Richard something or other. Yep.
Yeah, Richard something. Yeah. He was the first guy on Survivor. He survived because he went naked. Everybody's like, no!
No one wants to see that, bro. You win. You win. Whatever it is, just put it away.
Done. And the Milan Olympics, the most watched Winter Games since 2014. Viewership up 96% over the Beijing Games.
That's awesome.
And Waymo, the driverless taxi service, rideshare service in Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, and Orlando. It is now available in 10 cities.
Okay.
And didn't Elon Musk come out and say he would be competing directly against these
Hold
folks?
on. So it's driverless, and the name of the company is Waymo?
Yes.
Waymo. Yeah.
I think I don't know. Don't get me wrong. It's catchy.
There was a terrible story out of California that somebody got in the back and it locked them in and took them for a ride, like a ride from hell. And not good. Not good at all. That's scary. The robots are taking over. Not good.
Sometimes the jokes write themselves.
Yep. New survey says that lottery players were asked what would they do if they won the big jackpot. Number one answer would be start your own business. Number two answer really surprises me because why wouldn't you just do it before you win the lottery? Number two, I would get a divorce. So number one is start a business. Number two, get a divorce. Wow. I mean, if you're that unhappy.
Is it that? Or is it they don't want to give half to the other person?
That's what it is.
Well, but they would still have to give half.
Well, yeah, if they won, I mean, immediately.
But now they have to give.
Yeah, I mean, because during good and well, if the ex finds out that they won the lottery while they were still together, it's done.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to pony you back in court quicker than you can say, ouch. It's not going to be good at all. All right, the Pope is talking bad about immigration in America. Tom Homan had something to say. Lifelong Catholic, Tom Homan. Here's what he had to say to Pope Leo.
Look, I'm a lifelong Catholic, still practicing Catholic. Catholic faith is always in support of law enforcement, always has been, and he should be too. I've said it many times before, you ought to be fixing the Catholic Church because they got their own issues. But bottom line is, if we jump the wall at the Vatican, the penalties for doing that are much harder than the ones here in the United States into the country lately. So, look, what he doesn't understand is the flip side to illegal immigration. 31% of women get raped making that journey. Over 4,000 aliens died making that journey under Joe Biden. 250,000 Americans died of fentanyl because of the open border. When you overwhelm the Border Patrol, all the bad things happening. Sex trafficking increases, fentanyl increases. Securing the border saves lives. And I'd be happy to sit down and explain it to them. Illegal immigration is not a victimless crime. So President Trump having illegal immigration on 96%, he's saving thousands of lives every year.
And by the way, Pope Leo is from America. He's from Chicago. My brother went to the Vatican this past summer, and he said he was so surprised how many gates and fences they had to, they had to go through multiple gates because the Vatican doesn't have one fence. It has multiple perimeters. And he said he had to show his ID like 6 times. So shame on you, Vatican.
Right?
Shame on you, Pope Leo.
Hypocrisy.
The hypocrisy is that you guys have a border and you just don't let everybody in. You had to show your ID 6 times to get in through the perimeter. He said pretty much every place they went, they had to show it again. Craziness. The governor of Michigan, Whitmer, she actually gave props to President Trump's economy.
Michigan is open for business. New factories making batteries, cars, chips are opening in Marshall, Lake Orion, Holland, Bay City, Calumet, Hemlock, Ann Arbor, and Delta Township. A new fire mission is coming to Selfridge Air National Guard Base in Macomb County. Probably not on the bingo card, but I want to thank President Trump for his work on this.
Holy moly! I was not expecting that. I thought she was going to take. I thought she was going to take 100% of the credit. Oh
Nope.
wow!
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. And by the way,
give her kudos.
Yeah. Speaking of thanks, they were out and about yesterday. Fox was out and about. They had Steve out at Doug's place in Georgia. And he had the opportunity to talk to the wait staff. You know, this no tax on tips things, it's for real. Listen to the savings that these women are taking advantage of with no tax on tips.
No tax on tips. Of the ladies and guys in red, who loves no tax on tips? What's your name?
Macy.
So Macy Stacy, how has it impacted you?
Honestly, it's been great. I actually just filed mine and got my tax return, so all of the money that I have gotten back, I've been able to put towards my school tuition, which has helped out a lot.
Fantastic. And
The $25,000 tax credit's been a total game changer, being the majority of our income is tips.
And you no longer have to launder your money, right?
Exactly.
Yeah!
20, did he say $25,000?
25,000. She said the 25,000.
Tax advantage. Wow. That's huge. And this no tax on overtime, I know we've had people say, well, it's not all the overtime. If I could take a $12,000 tax credit, will you take a $12,000 tax credit?
Absolutely. Take whatever tax. We pay enough in taxes as it is. Take whatever tax credit you can get.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that is huge. That is huge. I'd take $12,000 tax credit. Darn right I would. All right, Monica, we'll check the text coming up next. Morning show this morning being brought to you by North Star Laundry, one-stop shop for all your laundry. Yeah, they offer dry cleaning, pressing, starching. They can wash, dry, and fold your clothes. Are you tired of washing and drying and folding clothes all weekend long? I know you could probably relate with me. Yeah, that's basically the whole weekend. Do something fun this weekend. Drop off the clothes at North Star Laundry. And if you work out in the patch and you're working like a gazillion hours a week, you ain't got time to wash, dry, and fold your own clothes. And you're saying, well, yeah, my clothes are oily. They're messy. Not a problem. They can still take care of your clothes. It's your one-stop shop for all your laundry. And look, if you want to go in there and take care of your own clothes, coin-operated machines, and they're open 7 days a week. Check them out in Carlsbad. You can find them 609 West Lee in Carlsbad, 604 West Church, Carlsbad, 406 West Cedar in Loving. North Star Laundry, one-stop shop for all your laundry. Check them out today. 8:30, Monica in the text.
Grumpy old man said, hey, B, it sounds like Iran's Navy is like the U.S. Navy in 1941, made of PT boats. And Nick from the Patch said, if I won a big lottery, I'd leave the oil field and start a radio station with Will Rooney and have an afternoon radio show like B in the Breakfast Club.
Nice.
LOL. Bean Sandwich said, I thought they caught the two that shot at the police. They did. They caught him later in the day. Yeah. It's your own fault, Catholics, for donating to the Catholic Church, said the governor of Realville. And Steve from Eunice.
By the way, I have not donated. I go to Catholic Church every week, every Sunday. I have not donated to the Catholic Church in more than 15 years because of the money they give the Catholic services.
Outstanding national anthem, said Steve from Eunice. They really like that one. Thank you. You are always welcome, says Patricia from West Odessa. The devil in a blue dress was Bill Clinton, said a texter. And a loving Ruidoso fan said, Will, good to hear you. We love Monica and Kevin. That's a loving Ruidoso fan. Roy from Jow said, B, honestly, I don't think that Cajuns understand Cajuns. I worked with one, and he spoke English, and I still couldn't understand him. So I kept saying yes to everything he said.
Como ça va?
LOL. Si. David from Roswell said the updated driver's license that you need to be able to fly or use a passport. And Surveyor in the Patch said all you have to do is go to your county clerk's office. They'll print you one, a birth certificate you're talking about, right, Surveyor? Yep. And if you're deaf, is sign language the same in all languages? That's true. Like if
yeah,
it has to be universal, right?
The sign is universal.
I mean, what is the population of deaf people in the U.S.? I bet the number is very, very small.
And Smokey in Arizona said, I don't mind having a translator for ASL, but all the others learn English or, well, you're SOL. And you should have to pay for an interpreter unless it's sign language, said this texter.
Agreed.
Walker from Roswell said, I work 20 hours a week overtime. I asked my employer HR person about no tax on overtime. They said it was a lie and we will not be participating in it. Can they do that, Will?
I don't think the business has to participate in it.
They don't, but it's not a lie, and you can still. There's still ways of I understand it. Granted, I'm not a tax person, but I understand you can still take the credit. You can still write off a certain amount of your overtime.
Right.
All right. And why isn't there a death penalty for pedophiles? Duncan from Odessa said, I'm here in Maryland. I'm listening to you guys on the app. Thank you, Duncan.
Thank you.
Heck yeah.
Linda in Carlsbad said her favorite YouTube channel is Elephant in the Room, a great look at various subjects and a deep dive into why things happen and the way they do and the truth behind common beliefs. It deep dives history. That sounds interesting. And just like all voter turnout, if it's important enough to people to vote, they will do what it takes to vote. If they don't care enough,
Amen.
Nothing will make them.
I mean, the problem we have is that people just don't get out and vote. I mean, IDs are great, but we just don't get the people out to the polls. You know, on average, we get less than 10% of registered voters to the polls. People go out and get registered to vote and then don't go vote. Even like in a governor's race, they just don't vote. All right, deaf people in the United States. 11 to 13 million people are deaf in the United States. 3.6% of the total population are deaf in the United States. My dad lost his hearing late in life because he got on a drug called cyclosporin, which is a anti-rejection drug that they give when you have kidney transplants and stuff. And it caused him to lose his hearing. And remarkable, he continued to do radio even when he was deaf.
Wow.
He would watch the meters and talk up the song and down the,
Wow.
And timing.
Yeah.
He probably was. Wow.
Yeah. So crazy.
Well, a lot of people know
Crazy.
Rush was pretty deaf.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
No, not
Until he got
Rush.
the
Rush.
transplant.
Our Russ.
Yeah.
Russ is pretty deaf too, because that's why he
but
speaks
Rush
at one.
Limbaugh
That's
was
why he
deaf.
yells. We know
Yeah, he
Russ
was deaf,
Black is deaf
but
too, because you come
he
in
got the what is that implant called?
Conclear.
Yeah, and I looked those up. You know how much they are?
Mm-mm.
About 60 grand.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
Yeah. 60 grand. I even looked them up in the Philippines thinking I could get them cheaper.
No.
And they're still like
No.
50 grand.
No,
So,
you're
I'm just like,
you're replacing a part of your body.
yeah. So, yeah, it's not going to work.
Well,
not
on
gonna
that
work for me.
on that note, B, I got to take off, but you guys have a good one, and I'll hopefully do it again soon.
Amen.
All right,
Thank you for
well,
being here,
see you
Will.
later. Well, I got to get to the boob of the day. We'll get to the boob of the day, and hopefully after we get off the show, I can get my my laptop working again. Maybe. I'm hoping. But this is why I always have spare computers. Never can have enough computers or enough mics, enough boards, and all that stuff. So, Will, you have a good one.
He has left
All
the
right,
building.
let's get to the boob of the day. Boob of the day this morning being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics, medical professionals on staff. They offer functional medicine. Functional medicine is results medicine. You know, they look at your blood work and they go, oh, you've got a thyroid issue. We know how to fix that. Yeah, we're gonna give you some bovine thyroid. I know it sounds crazy, but it works. It works. Your testosterone's low. We're going to give you testosterone to put back in your body. Your estrogen is way too high. We know how to get rid of that too. That's all for guys. Now, on the flip side, hormonal optimization for women. You could be having a lot of different hormonal problems. You know, a lot of times women start gaining weight because their hormones are raging. Go check them out. Go talk to them. Tell them you want to get the blood work done, and then you'll come back and say, you know, this is the only doctor I've ever gone to, Kelly Pfeiffer, where they actually sat down and went through the blood work, told me exactly what that means, educated me on the process. They can do the same for you. 575-964-8025, 3900 North Lovington Highway in Hobbs. Check them out today. Desert Functional, proud sponsor of the Boob of the Day. You know, it's pretty bad when a kid is suing his parents. Move over awkward yearbook photos. This teen took things to a whole nother level. It's happened in Austria. 18-year-old woman made international headlines when she started suing her parents for posting embarrassing childhood photos of her on Facebook. According to the report, the teen claims her parents documented nearly every stage of her life online, from baby's first bath to shots to potty training, and they refused to take the images down.
Oh, man.
They knew no shame. They knew no limits, she said, alleging that everything from diaper days to private childhood moments they posted on Facebook.
Wow.
And now she is suing her parents to get them to take those pictures down. She has resented the digital footprint. By the way, in Austria, privacy laws surrounding social media are less strict than in some countries, like in France, for example. Publishing photos of somebody without their consent, even if they're your kids, you could see a hefty fine.
Wow.
Experts are warning that she actually could win in this case. Yeah, Thanksgiving's going to be kind of awkward. Of course, in Austria, they probably don't celebrate Thanksgiving. Maybe it's Christmas. Maybe Christmas is going to be a little awkward. And for that, 18-year-old woman in Austria suing your own parents for the photos of you. By the way, don't you think you brought more attention to yourself with this whole lawsuit? You are the boob of the day. It's already 20 minutes away from 8 o'clock. Jasmine Crockett has an Atlantic reporter kicked out of her event. Jasmine Crockett is all about, she's all about freedom of speech, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's somebody else's speech about her. Yeah, kicked them out. Doesn't like them. By the way, she leads Tarico in that congressional race by about 12 points.
Wow. That's not good.
By the way, Tarico is actually the better of the two. And it looks like Jasmine Crockett got in that race late, and she is leading the way. President Trump called Robert De Niro low IQ after he accused the president of destroying America.
Oh, come on.
So I would have to ask Robert De Niro, at what point did he, what exactly did he destroy?
Nothing.
I'm just wondering, what did he destroy? And a date offers a TV mount in exchange for groping. Yes, you heard me right. Talk about a handyman with conditions. A Denver woman is going viral after she shared a story she called the worst first date ever. It ended with a jaw-dropping offer. TikToker Ashley, 1738 on TikTok, says she matched with a guy on a dating app, and they met at a local brewery. He arrived first, and he had already ordered drinks. She was quite surprised when he didn't offer to buy her a drink. Or,
well, typically,
put her
that's
drink
what you
on
go.
his tab.
Yeah, that's what you go on dates for, because you know that the guy's going to pay for all the drinks. Or back in the day, that's how it was.
By the way, she mentioned that she needed help mounting a TV to the wall. And he said, oh, I'm real good at stuff like that. Maybe we can do a trade. He said, I'll mount the TV if you let me touch you. Is that the price of the installation? A grab? Where are the morals?
I thought you were gonna say, he said, I'll mount your TV if you mount me or something like that.
Don't go there. By the way, she has since blocked him on the dating app and everywhere else.
Oh, gosh.
The handyman was a little handsy, so to speak. No, thank you. And Renee Campos, a registered sex offender, has launched a campaign to represent Fresno, California in District 7. You heard me right. The child sex abuser. Child sex abuser is running for political office. This is where we are in the United States today, where a child abuser can run for political office. And not to be undone, the Green Party in the United States, the radical left-wing Green Party, seeking grants to help illegal immigrants get amnesty and free housing. Free housing?
Mm-hmm.
We have
free housing.
Veterans in the streets that don't have free housing. Why would we give illegal aliens free housing? Have we completely lost our minds? If we had one, the answer would be yes. We have lost our mind. No doubt about that. Our number 877-396-W105. Monica in the text. We'll check the weather. We'll get updated with news up next.
B, is there a way that we can hear your late dad on any radio anywhere? Maybe online somewhere?
Years ago, I put together a tape, and I actually posted it on it was up on my other Facebook page.
Uh-huh.
And I moved so many times. I'm going to see if one of my siblings have it, because I burned CDs for everybody.
Aw. All right. Digger Bill said if you provide your last paycheck stub to your tax preparer, they will get you the credit. And that is from Tucson, Arizona.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And another person said, does Kevin have any audio from his dad's radio? I did my
I'm going to
taxes.
see if I can. I'm going to see if maybe one of my brothers has that, because I made everybody the CDs.
I did my taxes. If you made $15,000 on overtime total, you divide that by 3, and that's what you get to claim on your taxes. A third of your overtime. You do it when you're doing your taxes. And Roy from Jal said, a bad day is having a conversation with a deaf person that works in the oil field. I only get half a conversation with all the missing fingers. Haas from Artesia said, when you file your taxes, show the proof of overtime, and boom, you get a free tax overtime. I did anyway. Sign language is not universal. ASL is American Sign Language. Other countries have different sign languages. Some signs are even regional to specific parts of the U.S. And this texter, approximately 11 to 12 million people in the U.S. identify as deaf or having serious difficulty hearing. Okay. Yes, thank you. Bradley from Florida says ZZ Top has no interest in ever being inducted into the DEI's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. When they were inducted into the Memphis Blues Hall of Fame years ago, they said that the Blues Hall of Fame meant a million times more to them than the BS Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Amen. And Mike from Edgewood said the only thing the left can do is anti-Trump ranting. No real issues or agenda, just anti-Trump. And maybe, this was way back in the 7:30 hour, maybe Chuck likes his meat raw, said Non-Farter. That's why he put his cheese on the patty while it was still raw. Trump may embellish, but Democrats flat out lie, said Oilfield Trash Ben. And my favorite YouTube channel is Sam Shaman, Apologetics and God Logic Apologetics, says the Constitutionalist. Never heard of it. That's interesting. And Torta Lover sent in a picture of Gavin Newsom with cornrows, eating watermelon, holding a box of Nikes, Popeye's chicken, and McDonald's. And the quote says, I'm just like you guys.
That guy is done. I think African Americans are to the point where, like, no, you're not. Stay the hell away from our people. Get on out of here.
Right. Okay, 2 more. Gary from the Patch says, I know one sign and it's universal throughout the world. Guess what it is? You know which one it is. The finger.
Yep.
And Gasman says, it's ironic that Robert De Niro has commercials touting the dangers of fentanyl, but yet he can't stand Trump. Ooh.
Yeah.
That's good.
Didn't his daughter, or maybe it was his son, commit suicide? And I mean, the borders being shut down have done everything to stop the drugs coming into the country. And look, we're probably never going to stop 100%, but I will say this much. The number of overdoses from fentanyl is down like in half in 1 year.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah, me too.
I'll take that. A lot of lives been saved.
Gasman said, my nephew died, last one, my nephew died from fentanyl poisoning, and some people were arrested. Good. Okay, go ahead, B.
Thank God. Thank God. We're going to talk about the Sunspot Solar Observatory. I'll tell you about that. It's closing. And Pennsylvania cops busted alleged immigrant sex trafficking ring. I'll dive into that in just a second. In California, Sanctuary Palaces blamed ICE for 9 sex offenders being arrested. Yeah, that's who they blamed.
Yeah.
They didn't blame the sex offenders. They blamed ICE. We'll dive into that coming up in just a second. Time to cut the cord. If you have slow internet, it's impossible to cut the cord. You're never going to be able to cut the cord. You need to upgrade your internet so you can actually keep up. They've got the Fiber Max plan going on right now at Kinetic that delivers 100% fiber with the Wi-Fi 7, which means that you can do everything better. It's internet built for the way you live today, powered by the eero Pro 7 gateway. And that makes it faster, smoother, and safer. Fiber Max also has the worry-free all-in package backed by the Kinetic promise that every room in your house will have connectivity along with every device. Before they leave, they're going to make sure of that. Get smoother wall-to-wall coverage that's ready for whatever's next. Switch today to the fast 100% Kinetic fiber internet. Get $200 plus the 3-year price guarantee. Visit GoKinetic.com for more information. Subject to availability and eligibility. Terms and conditions do apply. Taking a break. We're going to be right back. It's about 10 minutes away from 9 o'clock. Be in the Breakfast Club.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. Preventing Iran from developing a nuclear program, Vice President J.D. Vance.
The president sending those negotiators to try to address that problem. As the president has said repeatedly, he wants to address that problem diplomatically, but of course the president has other options as well.
Indirect talks with the host, Oman, in Geneva today between the U.S. and Iran, the goal of preventing a war. Envoy Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, they're involved in the talks with Iran, and later the trilateral discussion with Russia and Ukraine, trying to stop Russia's war, which entered a 5th year on Tuesday. The Biden FBI subpoenaed the phone records of current FBI Director Kash Patel, President Trump's Chief of Staff Susie Wiles, while they were private citizens in connection to the 2020 election interference case by Jack Smith, the FBI Director calling it outrageous. America's listening to Fox News.
Michael's Prescription Corner is your one-stop shop for all of your medication needs. Whether you're under the weather or just need your med refills while you're on the road, Oilfield, we're talking to you. The team at Michael's can get you filled and on your way. With 4 locations serving Lee County, it's guaranteed hometown service with a smile you can count on. Michael's Prescription Corner is located in Lovington, Hobbs, Eunice, and now open in Chow. Visit michaelsrxcorner.com for all location information or simply download their app to submit your refills today. Michael's Prescription Corner, proudly serving all of Lee County.
This Hobbs Eagles Sports Update is brought to you by America Supply in Hobbs, locally owned and operated, and a proud supporter of Hobbs Eagles athletics.
Looking for oil field, industrial, and safety supplies? Go to America Supply. Need cleaning supplies? America Supply has that too. How about restaurant and food truck supplies? Are you beginning to see a trend here? America Supply carries everything from H2S and quad monitors, fire extinguishers and first aid kits, to safety glasses, vests, FR clothing, fall protection, and gloves of all types. They have your slings and whip checks, your lift straps and cam locks, your adapters, pipe fittings, and threaders. They have many name brands like Lockout, Tagout, Pelican, Milwaukee, Rigid, and so many more. Visit America Supply to find exactly what you're looking for and then some. 502 North Grimes and Hobbs under the Big American Eagle, or call 575-393-3383.
Patrick Rooney here with MTD Radio Sports. I'm here with head coach Ronald Ross of the Hobbs Eagles boys basketball team. Coach, after a big win against Carlsbad 40-38 to finish up the regular season, what's the team morale like?
I mean, the morale is good. You know, God is good, man. I really feel blessed to be able to be part of the group that we have. And what I'm most proud of is our team. We got a resilient group of young men. They just are growing closer together day by day, and you're starting to see the rewards of it. So really excited to be part of the group, and really happy that we're able to secure the district title back-to-back years, and puts us in a good position to go moving forward with the state and playing a home game in the first round.
And coming up soon, you guys open up the district tournament. What's the game plan to stay ready?
Carlsbad is a favorite, but we'll be prepared. We've played them a couple times already, of course, just to seal the deal. We got one last district game on our home court, regardless of win or lose. They do the state season for the state tournament on Sunday, and kind of see where the chips fall there, and then we'll just go from there.
This has been your Hobbs Eagles Sports Update, brought to you by America Supply, 502 North Grimes in Hobbs, or call 575-393-3383.
Kinetic Fiber Internet wants to know, is slow cable internet leaving you lagging? Well, the next big leap in internet is here, and there, and over that way too. Because Kinetic is bringing ultra-fast 100% fiber with Wi-Fi 7 to everyone. And with the Kinetic Promise, we'll make sure every room and every device is connected and working before we leave. Get with the future. Go with 100% fiber. Switch to the new Kinetic Fiber Max plan and get $200 plus a 3-year price guarantee. Visit GoKinetic.com. Subject to availability and eligibility. Terms and conditions apply.
This is one of those personal injury lawyer ads you ignore because you don't need one. Until you do. Car accidents come out of nowhere. Suddenly, you can't work. Medical bills pile up. You can't do the things you enjoy with the people you love. If you're seriously injured, Ornelas Injury Lawyers will fight relentlessly to get you the justice and the money you deserve. Contact Ornelas Injury Lawyers at ornelasinjury.law and recover more.
Join 8 Eddy County Stars at the second annual Dancing with the Eddy County Stars event Friday, March 20th at the Carlsbad Civic Center Auditorium. All funds support the United Way of Eddy County. Tickets may be purchased by visiting uweddyco.com. Who will win over the crowd this year? What Eddy County star will take home the mirror ball? Find out March 20th at the second annual Dancing with the Eddy County Stars. Visit uweddyco.com for tickets.
If you're listening to this and you're not already keeping it easy in your backyard with a Bud Light, well, consider this message a gentle reminder. Your backyard is waiting, and so is that Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Bud Light. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Budweiser, the American lager, a time-honored recipe, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Shop local and save this week at Bob's Ridgeway. Get whole tilapia fillets, $3.99 a pound. Pork roast, just $1.99 a pound. Whole fryers, just 99 cents a pound. And there's a spectacular potato sale. 5-pound bag of rusted, just $1.49. The fancy red and golds get a 3-pound bag for just $1.99, and a 4-pack of the extra large bakers, just $1.99. Food Club vegetables, just 68 cents a can, and Food Club cereals, big 32-ounce bag, just $3.98. And get Star-Kissed Chunky Light Tuna, just 68 cents a can. These are just a few of hundreds of big value specials this week, where your grocery dollar always goes farther. Bob's Ridgeway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington.
Southeast New Mexico weather.
Good morning. The forecasts for the southeast plains of New Mexico as we go down the 285 today, and temperatures around 81 degrees in Roswell with a sunny sky and the wind gusty. 83 degrees in Carlsbad, Artesia, some areas of patchy blowing dust, and temperatures in Lovington at 78 degrees. The temperatures are dropping with a front pushing into southeast New Mexico. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Herberts.
Your country plays on W105.
Now, back to the show.
Our morning show is always getting in trouble. Here's the latest voicemail from our program director.
Hey, I want to tell you something, okay? And I want to leave a message for you right now. You have insulted me for the last time. You don't have the brains, and I'm going to straighten your ass out when I see you. Do you understand me?
You better listen.
because they might not be on much longer.
Sometimes we pretend to be normal, but that's boring. So we go back to being us. Be in the Breakfast Club. Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Permian Ford and PermianFord.com. Home of the lifetime Permian Powertrain promise.
Straight up 9 o'clock, KADZ. You can find us in Albuquerque this morning, AM 700, also 96.9. Appreciate you listening in Albuquerque. At KWES 93.5 in Ruidoso. Appreciate you guys. And KWMW Malmsbury 105.1 FM. Watching on any of our streaming platforms. Appreciate that also this morning. President Trump talking to Iran this morning. I'll see if I can get an update before I leave this morning on that. And millions of locusts all over Spain's Canary Islands. Locusts coming down like a biblical,
The plague.
like it's biblical. Yeah.
The locust plague.
Bill Gates admitting to having affairs with 2 Russian hookers while he was married. But every single Russian woman has denied it. They were like, we weren't with that guy. No way. I mean, we're not with that guy. No, not that guy. We weren't with that guy. Daylight savings time coming up next weekend. Next weekend, we will be flipping the script. Keep that in mind if you're making plans. And President Trump's State of the Union address clocked at 1 hour and 48 minutes, breaking Bill Clinton's previous record of being the longest State of the Union speech ever. Just think about it. President Trump has 2 more State of the Unions. He could break the record time and time again.
I hope he does.
He could. We'll just have to wait and see if he does break the record. Morning show this morning may be brought to you by our buddies at Twin Wells Fuel Station. Check them out today. Twin Wells Fuel Station, right off of 128. If you're driving on 128 this morning and you need fuel, exit on Buck Jackson Road. Go down less than 3 miles. Fill her up today. Unleaded, diesel, green diesel, red diesel, DEF. They've got all the fuel. Open 24/7, and they accept all your credit cards, debit cards, and fleet cards. Be safe on the road from the Twin Wells Fuel Station. The Sunspot Solar Observatory is looks like it's shutting down. Of course, that's in, is that in, I want to say that's in Otero County.
The what again?
So it's up there by Capitan, if I remember right, and shutting down. It's kind of outdated. We don't need these observatories anymore because pretty much we've got everything on computer nowadays. So we don't need it. So I guess it's going to be shut down and tore down. Pennsylvania cops busted the alleged migrant sex trafficking ring after a street shooting. So this happened in Norristown, Pennsylvania. They caught the alleged sex traffickers when they got a call to investigate. So they found multiple women, and then they found one guy, Fernando Mendez Ramirez, 42 years old, in a Toyota RAV4, and he was shot. One thing led to another. Yeah, people started talking. Yeah, sex ring run by these 2 individuals. They could be going back to Mexico shortly. And the California sanctuary policies are being blamed after ICE arrested 9 sex offenders in Los Angeles. California sanctuary policies under renewed scrutiny after Immigration Custom Enforcement arrested the 9 individuals, all convicted of sex trafficking, all in the country illegally. By the way, it looks like they will be removed. I'm just like, sex trafficking is a serious business, evidently, with the cartels.
Yes. If not, they're
Huge business.
Yeah, just as important as the drugs that they're moving. Hey, B, your camera
Yeah,
went sideways and it got stuck.
No, I see what problem. This morning, having so many problems,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't plug it in.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to have to see if I can fix that.
Okay.
It's going to have to charge. So I'm going to put the camera on you for the next part of the show, and I'm going to flip this over to you. There you go.
Okay.
Now you got that big mic in your face.
Oh, Lord.
It's right there in your face. That's why when I'm redoing my studio, I'm putting the mic boom coming from the bottom.
Yes.
I'm gonna get me a brand new mic boom.
Get you some.
Well,
15 minutes of time.
unless I've been cut off from the spending, the wife's like, "You're spending all this money." I'm like, "Hey, just calm down, okay, lady." All right, third victim has died from injuries suffered in that Rhode Island skating rink transgender shooting.
Oh no.
So Gerald Dogan, the father and grandfather of the kids, and then the wife that was shot there, was passed away. So the third victim has passed in that shooting. So the shooter, that would be, he shot his uncle because the wife was his first cousin.
Yes.
This whole thing is getting weirder and weirder and serious.
So her dad ended up passing away, which was
Yeah,
his
her
uncle.
dad passed
Okay.
away. Yeah, sad. Yeah, as I think about this story, I'm just like, how do the kids feel about this?
Yeah.
You know, not about the shooting, but how do the kids feel about their dad being a transgender?
Yeah.
I mean, when he would go to their sporting events and that type of stuff, that's got to be really, really weird.
Yeah. I'm sure they were teased.
And embarrassing.
Yeah.
And embarrassing. Got to be very, very embarrassing. Sad. And
Agreed.
embarrassing. All right, looks like Sam Brigman's polling numbers are up a little bit against Deb Haaland. The moment the story came out about Deb Haaland and Mr. King being on the Epstein plane, her polling numbers went down a little bit. But Bregman is still way, way behind. I think it's 26 points behind.
Wow.
So he, but they're 26% of people that haven't made, they're undecided at this point. And the election is coming up in June of this year.
Right.
So we'll have the Democrat primary and the Republican primary. And it kind of makes you wonder where this is going to go and how's it going to end up. And I said it when the story came out about Gary King and Deb Haaland flying on the Epstein plane, that there's probably, look, I do believe that Gary King's family knew Epstein because they sold the King Ranch to Epstein.
Right.
But I don't think Deb Haaland was like, just because she flew on the plane, that's not an indictment. Because rich people, they lease their plane all the time. And it doesn't mean you had anything to do with all of that. But, you know, Epstein did make a donation to King and Deb Haaland back in the day. So, but I don't think Deb Haaland, and look, I'm not a Deb Haaland fan, but I don't think she had anything to do with Epstein. I could be 100% wrong, but I just don't think that's the case. You remember the story about the North Carolina mom that just disappeared, like 24 years.
Yes.
And I can just imagine the kids are knocking on the door while she's going to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And then she gets up and she goes to Target and she just leaves.
I'm out. Peace out.
Yeah, she left the whole family behind.
Correct.
And they finally located her in North Carolina. But the daughter detailed the family turmoil leading up to that point. Michelle Huntley Smith disappeared in 2001, and now the daughter said, look, there was a lot of marriage struggles and alcohol abuse and more, and she kind of understands why the mother, And this was like right before Christmas. It's like December 9th. So the kids are waiting for Christmas, and mom goes to Target to pick up some gifts, and she just never came back. She just never, and she had just gotten fired from her job as a at a veterinarian's office. So evidently the dad didn't like the mom drinking, and so she said that's probably why the mom just disappeared. And just 24 years later, the kids are now grown up.
Right.
So-
Did your story tell like if she was living a good life? I just know it said that she was found and that she said like I purposefully left.
Yeah, no, it does
didn't
not.
say, like, if
and
she
you
was
know what?
found
Maybe
homeless
she
or-
she left because she figured her kids would be in a better place without her.
You know, and it just makes me wonder how many other stories are like this. Like people are still looking for people that have gone missing, and a lot of it could be that they're missing by choice. They don't want to be found.
Yeah, they just walked out. Look, I live next door to a family, and the dad disappeared for a number of years, and they didn't hear from him. And then all of a sudden, dad gets back in their life, but he was running from the Dixie mob because there was a hit out on him because he had taken money from the from the mafia, and the mafia don't play.
Yeah,
the two
no.
things that you don't mess around with: their family and their money.
Yep.
So it's bad news. All right, best place to live in New Mexico. Brand new U.S. News and World Report came out with the best places to live in New Mexico. And part of the metrics that they looked at, I don't think they're looking at small towns, but I'll give you the list. Number 5, Las Cruces. And I like Las Cruces. It's one of those towns that it's big enough, but it's not really big.
Oh, I think
Albuquerque came in at number 4. And I'm going to be honest, I probably couldn't live in Albuquerque.
Oh no. I couldn't
Nothing
live in
against
either
anybody
one
that
so
lives
far.
in Albuquerque. I just probably couldn't live in Albuquerque. Now, could I live in like Edgewood or some of that? Probably. Albuquerque, number 4. Santa Fe, number 3. Let me just say, I couldn't live in Santa Fe. I couldn't live in Santa Fe. The cost of things is much more expensive. The people seem to be a lot different. If you're a conservative in Santa Fe, I think you are not part of the norm.
No,
so
not
to
at
speak.
all. You don't drive a Subaru.
Farmington, yeah. Farmington came in at number 2. I could probably live in Farmington. And number 1 was Rio Rancho. And Rio Rancho was probably the fastest growing. I mean, Las Cruces and Rio Rancho, a lot of people moving
Yeah.
to both those places. And did you know that back in the day that Roswell was like the 3rd largest city in New Mexico?
Really?
The 3rd. Yeah. Back in the day.
Oh wow.
And not no more. They can't get over the 50,000. In fact, they've been passed by Carlsbad and Hobbs.
Wow.
And so
I
they
think
can't get over
Roswell's
the hump.
I think Roswell is a nice looking city.
Roswell can be a nice place. There's lots of nice people in Roswell, and it just can't grow for whatever reason. Now I'm going to tell you, I'm hearing big talks about, the oil field outside of Lovington, that in the next 20 years, Lovington is going to be bigger than Hobbs. And that's kind of flip because many years ago, Lovington was bigger than Hobbs. So get ready for the boom. All right, we're going to take a break. We got to get to the good news of the day. When we come back, we'll talk about the FBI subpoenaing, putting subpoenas on phone records, leaving Trump's chief of staff in shock. You know who else's phone records got subpoenaed? Kash Patel's phone records got subpoenaed. Yeah. Yeah, back when Biden was in office. Monica, I'm going to let you, I see you flipping the text. I'm going to let you read some of those. Go ahead.
Okay. Good morning, you guys. What's the word on Lee County becoming a part of Texas?
Look, it's not. If you think that's going to happen next week, it's not. If you think it's going to happen next year, it's not. It's a long, drawn-out process, and I'm not saying there's no hope, but I'm doubting very seriously.
And Donna, I'm just gonna go on past your Tradio text, but I am gonna leave it up for Russ. The Sunspot Observatory is in Cloudcroft, New Mexico.
Cloudcroft, yes. Did I say Capitan? I always get those two messed up.
I'd never even heard of it, so I wouldn't have known. Smokey in Arizona said, when did the Dems go to the Canary Islands and start taking it over? God help them over there. They're going to be screwed. And B, what's next?
Focus.
What's next for Gavin Newsom? A fro, blackface, holding a switch, saying, me and you,
I'm telling
bro.
you. Yeah.
And Democrats.
Me and you.
Yeah. Democrats are for pedophiles. Remember when they said it was mean and they renamed them minor attracted persons?
Oh, well, you remember when California, the liberals changed the definitions of pedophiles. Like, I don't remember exactly the way, but, you know, you could go after a kid that was under 13 years of age. And they did this legally that, yeah, I mean, or maybe they had to be over 13. There were different statutes, you know. To me, if they're under 18, you should be hung.
You're right.
Period.
I agree. One of my favorite YouTube channels is Born 100 Years Late. Never heard of that. Tracy from Eunice, that was Tracy from Eunice. Tracy, a dude, says, my ex, along with her two brothers, died from fentanyl overdose together on Pennsylvania Avenue in D.C.
Wow.
I'm not surprised.
Man.
It is sad, but they were not good people. Aw. And John from Seminole said, no offense, but we don't want Lee County in Texas. Okay. Jay in the Patch said, Roswell can be nice, but because the city council never let businesses and help it grow, they decide to keep it stagnant. And do you really think Santa Fe will let its cash cow go to Texas? That's why B said it'd be a major fight. It'd be a long.
No, it's not going to happen.
And unlike,
look, it's 50% of the budget.
Right. And unlike John, Texas has already said, hey, like, we will definitely welcome y'all's money and y'all's voters. Come on over. But as B mentioned, I mean, it's not going to be a quick process. It's going to be something that, if it does happen, would take a while. Minor attracted person. Do elaborate on that if you know what they mean by that, Eric. B. That's what Eric wants to know.
Well, that's what they called them. Yeah, they did. They weren't pedophiles. They were minor attracted persons.
And Eric said
they have to change the name. I mean, a dead person is not dead; they're unalived.
Yeah,
whatever the hell that means.
Eric said West Texas voted for Tony Gonzalez. Their opinions don't matter. Oh, burn. Mic drop. John from Seminole said there's too much corruption with y'all's sheriff's department and your police department. I think those can be found anywhere in any sheriff or police department.
Yeah, you're talking about in Lee County?
That's what he's talking about.
Yeah, I have not heard of any corruption in the sheriff's department. I think that Corey Helton runs a tight ship. I know there is a Facebook page that deals with just bashing Lee and Eddy County. I mean, if you got all that time just to do that, you must not have a full-time job.
Agreed.
Because that's a full-time job.
Big Trucker C, we'll end with these two. Big Trucker C said Texas would be dumb not to take us in if that was the case we produced in the oil field. I agree, Big Trucker C. And Rocket said, Monica, New Mexico age of consent is 13. That's a shame. All right. Back to you, B.
13?
13. 13.
Yeah, but you adult can't be with a 13-year-old.
No, but if they were to get caught and the 13-year-old said, I willingly was with him.
Oh, she consented?
She consented
13?
that they would allow
Wow.
that. That's awful.
Wow, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 9:18. We're going to take a break. We're going to come right back. We are B and the Breakfast Club news this morning being brought to you by Fusion Medical Spa. Fusion Medical Spa introducing the membership for full and primary care with Dr. Raff. Membership involves the monthly fee that covers comprehensive primary care. Memberships receive the same-day appointment. And don't forget the annual exam, EKG, medication management, prescriptions included. And so if you don't have insurance and you're looking for alternative, this is probably going to be perfect for you. Doesn't matter. You need to go to the doctor. You've got the membership program. You use the membership program. Call for more information. 575-257-4772. It's 1034 Meacham Drive in Ruidoso. Check them out today. Fusion Medical Spa in the Fusion Medical Complex. Already 9:19. We're coming right back. We're B and the Breakfast Club.
News this hour is being brought to you by C&M Electric of Lovington, offering commercial and residential services in Southeast and South Central New Mexico with over 30 years of experience. C&M Electric LLC of Lovington, offering commercial and residential services in Southeast and South Central New Mexico. Whether it's oil field, agricultural, industrial, automation, and alarm systems, they also offer panel fabrication and power line work. C&M Electric provides generator rentals and shore power light towers, as well as small to large temporary power distribution centers for drilling, frac, and workovers. Call the experts at C&M Electric today and rest assured that there is no job too big or too small for them to handle. Call 575-396-2692. C&M Electric LLC, licensed, bonded, and insured with over 30 years experience.
MTD Radio News, I'm Blake Ovard. A cash reward has been offered after a New Mexico State police officer was shot at during a traffic stop that happened on Tuesday that led to an ongoing manhunt. A man identified as Jovan Martinez and a woman identified as Michaela Johnson are being sought in the shooting. A $7,000 reward has been offered for information leading to the conviction of either suspect. The pair were traced to the Fort Sumner area, and Fort Sumner municipal schools were closed on Wednesday as the search for Martinez and Johnson continues. And New Mexico's judiciary is expanding its network of interpreters to help address a growing need for language access services for jurors and people in court cases who have a limited proficiency in English or are deaf or hard of hearing. In the 2025 fiscal year, interpreting services were provided in 87 languages in New Mexico courts. The 5 most frequently requested languages were Spanish, American Sign Language, Navajo, Arabic, and Vietnamese. 4 newly certified court interpreters and 4 justice system interpreters were recently added to the roster of people available to provide interpreting services in New Mexico courts. With those additions, the Language Access Services has brought on 6 fully certified interpreters and a dozen JSIs over the past 2 years to expand coverage across New Mexico. And the Hobbs Animal Adoption Center is seeking volunteers to be part of the Paws to the Sky flight crew starting at 6 a.m. on March 11th. Volunteers will help prepare dogs for rescue transportation. Roles are available for every ability and experience level. Come and be a part of helping the dogs take off toward a brighter future. Call 575-397-9323 for more information. And the Black Tie Artesia Chamber of Commerce 100th Anniversary Banquet will happen starting at 6 p.m. on Thursday at the Artesia Country Club. For more information, call 575-746-2744. And that's the way it is. I'm Blake Ovard. This is MTD Radio News.
Hey, Lovington. Albertsons Market is coming soon to Highway 82 and North Main Street. That means big savings on groceries and fuel right in your neighborhood. Discover delicious favorites like hand-rolled sushi, hot sandwiches, and fresh local produce. Plus catering, ready meals, a drive-through pharmacy, and convenient grocery drive-up and delivery. Download the Albertsons Market for You app today and get ready to explore your new Albertsons Market. Opening early spring at Highway 82 and North Main Street in Lovington.
Yo, Fragile.
Hey, Joe, it's Mike. We've got an issue out here on location.
What kind of issue?
This site is not marked right. Missing safety signs, faded decals. If someone shows up, we're out of compliance.
All right, don't mess around with that. Call out some graphics and get it fixed now.
Who?
Awesome Graphics. They handle all of our oil field signs and decals.
Well, how do I reach him?
Call 575-392-3455 or go by 523 West Sanger and Hobbs. Tell them Joe sent you and they'll hook you up with a special.
Copy that. I'm on it.
Missing signs cost time. Non-compliance costs money. For oil field signs, safety decals, and fast turnaround, call Awesome Graphics. 575-392-3455 or stop by 523 West Sanger. Awesome Graphics, keeping your location marked and compliant. Online at myawesomegraphics.com.
It's time to pull. Join the 13th annual Casey White Foundation Smoking Clays, Saturday, March 7th, 2026, at Creekside Clays, located at the Eddy County Shooting Range, 131 Firehouse Road in Lake Arthur. Registration runs 7 to 8:30 a.m. and the shoot starts at 9. Your participation helps continue the legacy of Casey White, supporting Scout Troop 228, Special Olympics Pecos Valley, and the Runyon Family Scholarship Program. Spots fill fast. Register now at CaseyWhiteFoundation.com. Lock, load, and shoot for a cause on Saturday, March 7th at the 13th annual Casey White Foundation Smoking Clays Shoot.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here'th my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Hi, I'm Michael from the Warren Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
Be in the Breakfast Club, being powered by Permian Ford and PermianFord.com.
And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain.
I decide when I'm done.
All right, good news of the day coming up. Top story that's still on Fox this morning. FBI subpoenaed the phone records of President Trump's chief of staff and even Kash Patel. So Susie Wiles, her phone records were subpoenaed along with Kash Patel. Yesterday, big shakeup at the FBI as they fired 12 individuals. Yeah, they fired 12 of them that were part of that investigation. So I'll wrap up with that story. But craziness going on. Craziness. And by the way, Monica, you're probably not getting enough fiber.
Is that why I want to eat dirt?
Well, it could be. Could be. Okay. 20%, 1 in 5 adults aren't getting enough fiber. 25% don't know where fiber comes from. 2,000 people, around 49%, are unaware of where to get their daily fiber. Monica, how do you get your fiber?
Like some wheat bread, some sourdough
fiber.
bread.
I mean,
Metamucil.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you. No, I get my fiber from sweet taters.
Oh,
sweet
hey,
taters.
then I have plenty of. I get plenty of fiber.
Yeah.
Wait, do you eat one daily?
See, sweet taters are good source of fiber. So get out there and get you some sweet taters. By the way I eat them is probably not good with sugar and brown sugar, but I'm getting my fiber. And that's hard to believe that, like 1 in 5 people aren't getting enough fiber. Fiber is good. All right, 9:27. We got to get to the good news of the day, being brought to you by Farmers Insurance agent Herschel Rustin Hayes. Find him on Avenue D in Lovington, 575-396-0513. Home Auto, Life Insurance, Commercial Insurance. Get in touch with Rustin Hayes today. Proud sponsor of the good news of the day.
A nun in New York City shielded a toddler from a falling tree during the big storm that happened this week. She was watching the kid while he played outside near a convent on West 51st Street in New York, and she shielded him with her body. Luckily, the tree missed them by a few feet. A security camera got it all on video. And a horse in Virginia is now a world record holder for oldest horse in the world. Her name is Fancy, and she'll be 38 in a few weeks. She was born on April Fool's Day in 1988. And those are your good news stories for this morning, B.
All right, we're going to get to Tradio coming up next. Stand by for Tradio. We'll see you tomorrow for the Friday edition of BN The Breakfast Club. News this morning being brought to you by Roach Air Conditioning and Heating. Your choice for your next HVAC job. They've got the experience to take care of you. Hey, doesn't matter what it is, heating or air conditioning. Hey, if you haven't had the AC checked in a while, call today and talk to them about getting your air conditioning checked out and maybe recharged. Call Enrique Rocha, 575-631-1999. Our go-to guy when it comes to heating and air conditioning, Enrique Rocha, Rocha Air Conditioning and Heating. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 6:06. Tradio is up next. You can start texting now, 877-396-W105. We're out of here.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. Vice President Vance and Dr. Oz take a bite out of fraud. The Medicaid administration